Welcome everybody and welcome to the Mazu. We're back with Heroes of Awesome Constellation. Yay! Star Trek Adventures is back. We're here for another week. It's raining like cats and dogs out there. And if you know anything about Austin traffic is horrible, and when it rains, it gets even worse. So some of our crew is on their way. They're going to be here soon, but we wanted to go ahead and get started just to, get you involved, get you a part of everything. We'll have a discussion, we'll have a talk. Welcome. A few things. If you really like what we're doing, we could really use your support. There are a few ways you can do that. You can go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Heroes of Awesome, and you can become a patron over there. One of our goals on there is if we reach a certain threshold of monthly, we're going to get uniforms for the crew.
What? Please.
So, I know, but we got to get to that goal. Please, tell your friends, and if you like it, go over there to Patreon. Let's see if we can get that recurring monthly thing where we can get little uniforms for the crew. That would be awesome.
Little tiny uniforms.
Just little ones. They're this big.
But we're going to wear them.
We'll wear them
as like finger puppets.
It's like, hello. It's a totally new show. It's like, hello. I am Captain Leonard.
I mean...
Not a bad idea. We could do sock puppet episode.
Yeah.
If Angel can have an episode of puppets.
Oh yeah,
we can have an episode.
It doesn't have to be sock puppets. I can make
legit puppets.
Yeah.
Do not tempt Cindy with a crafting project.
Tempt her.
Puppets. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, more things.
Musical puppets.
You can musical puppets. You can also go down a little doobly-doo. There are links down there that you can just throw a donation, or if you're watching live on Twitch, you can go ahead and throw some bits our way. Anything helps. Everything helps. We've got to replace some stuff every once in a while. You guys have no idea how rickety these lights are. Some point, one of them is going to blow up. I remember actually for our first stream, I was setting up this light over here, and I swear it smelled like it caught fire. So
yeah,
we've dodged that bullet, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, the main thing is, your biggest way of supporting us is that you're here, you're hanging out, you're telling your friends, you're in chat, you're just being a part of the community and being a part of everything that we're doing. Really appreciate you doing that. Don't go away. Stay here. Be a part of the crew and all that stuff. Let's see. Let's talk to everybody. Oh, before I forget, the threat and momentum tokens that we've been using from Strategic Dino. At the end of the stream today, we're going to give away a set of these threat and momentum tokens to somebody. I'll start up a raffle here in just a second. Whenever it's in there, you just have to hit bang raffle, which is the exclamation point raffle. Type that in. You'll get entered. You do have to be a follower on the channel. So follow, then do that raffle-y thing. You'll be entered. And pick a winner at the end of the stream, and we'll see who can get some of these in there. They're really, really nice. So for those of you Star Trek Adventures players out there, these are great. And it's also like great motivation to take it up. If you haven't played it yet, you've got these things, you're like, I should try it.
Super classy tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Super classy tokens.
It's true.
So we're going to do that at the end. I'll start up the raffle here in just a minute, because I have to go over there and like push a button. So I'll push a button in a minute. And we can handle all of that stuff. I think that's all that I've got. I want to introduce everybody that's here right now. Over here to my left on the top of the screen, we got Barrett.
Hi.
We got Cindy. Hi. Got Angie. Hey. Over here to my right, we've got Jordan.
Hi.
Kate is stuck in traffic. She texted me a little while ago. She is on her way over here, and unfortunately, Isaac Ramirez is on a Starbase in sickbay again, so he's not going to be around here. Sorry, Lieutenant.
Got that Rigelian flu. It hits
man.
His shuttle broke down.
Yes.
IRL, his shuttle broke down.
His shuttle broke down. He's floating in space somewhere. We don't know where.
He and Milo are just playing pinochle.
That's all. They're just hanging out. They're having a good old time over there. So we'll have somebody join me in a little bit. It'll be fun. Let's see here. We've got Kojo. We've got Biscuit. Hi, everybody. No, Kojo, this is not Overwatch because it's Tuesday. Overwatch is Wednesday.
No, this is Overwatch. You're watching Overwatch right now.
Surprise.
See?
They did a massive update. Did you not get the patch downloaded? You should really download that.
The Star Trek patch.
Look at our realistic graphics.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start the raffle. Give me a second here to kind of like leave. I would love to have a producer someday. It would be great. Just have a producer that could just like push the buttons. But until then, I'm going to leave screen.
You got to do it.
I got to do it. Do it.
I'll entertain people by
thank you.
Taking off my my sweatshirt because it is humid today, and while I wanted to make sure I wore it at the top of the show, I'm not wearing it for the rest of the show.
Talk about fan service, y'all.
It's a little warm. Yeah, so there's your content.
Leave your
There's your
hair, no.
IRL content. Someone
They don't have the
taking
rights to that song. I can't sing anymore.
Hashtag spicy.
Okay,
Always.
raffle has started. If you want to enter, go ahead and hit the exclamation point raffle or bang raffle if you're a coder, whatever makes you happy. Hit that in the chat. You'll be entered. But again, make sure you're a follower. Got to be a follower to win. So make sure you do the thing. Let's see. Ooh, something just happened. Oh, there it is. Oh, nothing important. Okay. I was hoping that Kate would be here by now,
Thanks,
but
Darkman.
we've already got hashtag spicy in the chat.
Thanks, Darkman.
Yeah.
I see
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Thank you for your service.
Let's see. I guess we can go ahead and get started with everything. This week's log is coming to us via Commander Corinna Morgas.
Personal log. Chief Security Officer Corinna Morgant. And now we follow Dr. straight into the Romulan Empire. Though, if this ship's previous endeavors are any indication, perhaps not straight. It has been weeks since the unceremonious and unexpected recommissioning of the Mazu. In that time, we have possibly traveled more space than the entirety of my previous aboard the ship. We have certainly seen exponentially more combat. I find the directional change in our missions both invigorating and challenging. Certainly, this line of work is far more familiar to me, given my experience as. But the vast majority of the I undertook, I worked alone. I do somewhat miss the freedom and autonomy of operating solo, particularly with a crew so prone to sharing information. I don't dislike my fellow crew members. I admire Captain Rawls' resourcefulness when she allows herself to use it. I understand that she is green, but she relies heavily on those above her for guidance, with a sense of trust I have never known and fear could be misplaced. We need her leadership more than her support if we are to complete this mission successfully, and I sensed wounding when I told her so directly. It was meant as encouragement. I've encountered leaders from and she has the makings of a strong one. Lieutenant Commander Newman runs in a similar vein. He's clearly accomplished in diplomacy and knowledgeable in a number of cultures. He doesn't realize it, but he's so clouded by doubt and uncertainty, he seems to forget what he was once immersed in. I'd suggest he relax, but he keeps getting held hostage. Perhaps I should offer him training sessions similar to the ones I have with Izzy, at her request. I appreciate her fairly universal proficiency and perhaps even her insistence in my inclusion in social activities. It is certainly a change, and I came to this ship for exactly that. I'm most concerned with Chief Medical Officer Cade. He is wholly governed by his emotions, and would choose to govern others by them as well. While powerful, emotions can often prove very dangerous, a chink in the armor. I know this well. And it is one thing to be fueled by sentiment in the work of saving lives, quite another in the work of risking them. I know this just as well. I'm not surprised he befriended the Klingons. They wear themselves practically on the outside. No need to even try to sense them, it's all just out there. How fascinating that they're watching Ajalon Prime. I spent a fair amount of time. If Ajalon Prime is anything other than a colony, I am concerned for the Federation. Which brings us back to our course through the Klingon Empire to Romulan space. My last encounter with went poorly. While was not discovered and is not currently known, it could still provide a complication. I will just have to hope my time will be enough to provide a decent cover, should one be necessary.
So we're back with the Mazu on its way to Starbase. Which one was it? It was Starbase 234. Starbase 234. It's near the border between Federation, Klingon, and Romulan space. It's quite a hike. It's even
Place where
at
3 highways meet.
That's right. Even at high warp, it's going to take you a while to get there. So we've got some definite time on the ship for you guys to do some stuff. What are you guys thinking? Anybody want to have some conversations?
Well, the captain would love to spend a little quality time with the XO. How about the Arboretum? Because our ship has one.
We just found out there's an Arboretum on a Constellation class ship. There's like trees in the middle of the ship. It's crazy.
And what suspiciously looks like a food truck, but that may be a little bit of Austin bias coming in here.
Maybe, I don't know, but it does look like a food
There's
truck.
some variation between the different diagrams.
I
so that's
really
fine.
want to have tacos on this ship, if that's a possibility.
Well, we have replicators, but nothing quite matches the experience of the taco food truck.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a nice Hasperat truck. I want that on the
You want that? Or I've heard they
The
have
lobby
some like
for-
7-layer cupcakes, which are amazing.
Don't steal my idea, Mark.
I hate to be a bummer, but it's probably a hydroponics lab.
Yeah, it probably is. But
Probably
sorry,
a hydroponic
Where they
vegetable
grow the 7-layer cupcakes. Okay, I'm
That's
done.
right. Well, call me in, Captain. Let's get this rolling.
All right. Well, since we've got a long hike ahead of us, XO, would you mind, how would you like to join me in the Arboretum?
It would be my pleasure, Captain.
Excellent. Hike.
We go there.
And you're there.
Thank you.
Roll slow wipes. We're going to wipe, and you're in the Arboretum. Congratulations.
So how are things? How are you fitting into being an XO? I'm sorry, I jumped right into that, but my previous experience when I was promoted from Chief Science Officer to XO pretty early on in my Starfleet career, it was a big change, even having some knowledge of Starfleet. And with your background, I know you've really been thrown into the deep end. So how are you all handling it?
It's been a challenge. To be honest, Captain, it's been a challenge. I'm finding that the immediacy of diplomacy and negotiations differs than being across the table, but I'm learning quickly.
That you are. Yeah, it is a big change when you're throwing in things like trauma and conflict and unforeseen tussles into the mix. And I'll be honest, it wasn't what I was expecting when I took command of this ship either. But the fact that the stakes are so high seems to indicate that we're doing something very important, very special here. And I'm very glad to have you aboard, especially with your skills. Your interest in biosciences and your excellence in xenobiology and xenoarchaeology are an enormous asset to us here. And I'm wondering what kind of assignments or tasks do you feel like you could really enjoy at this point? Because I know we've been throwing a lot at you just out of necessity.
Well, if it seems like we're on a distinct path, but my hope is that sooner or later we can do some exploration, as is the one of the stated goals of Starfleet, so that I may put my skills to better use. That when we come across a new civilization or an abandoned civilization, I may be able to provide some insight as to how to proceed with the most efficacy. I grew up on a colony. Maybe colony isn't the right word. A port, if you will, for any race, regardless of allegiance to Starfleet, to come to. And that's the world I grew up in. And not only was I fascinated by these races, it just seems natural to me to be surrounded by beings not as myself. And I hope to find more, discover more, and to ensure that the process of relationship goes as smoothly as possible.
You've been spoiled by diversity, huh?
A bit.
Well, one of my previous hosts was a merchant operating an import-export business on Trill, and there was a lot of travel involved, and Rawl can remember a lot of really wonderful meals, cultural events, and even especially meeting and mixing with different cultures and races across the galaxy that were lesser known, but certainly didn't have the kind of diplomatic skills and scientific knowledge that you had. Really just had to get by on a fat wallet and hefty smile. So,
The promise of profit often leads to good relationships.
no, that just sounds downright Ferengi, my friend.
No? There's something to it.
That's true. That's true. One of the benefits of having a lot of exposure and a heart for diversity is that there's a lot of opportunity to choose eclectic worldviews, build an ethical base that is broad and can just borrow from the best, right?
Yes. And a wealth of knowledge, too. The ability to transfer knowledge from one person to another in Earth history through the written word and through most races that we engage with. Similar literacy, allowing us to pass along knowledge, and now to be able to pass that knowledge along from one race to another, so that you can take the best ideas and see which ones come to the fore.
Excellent, yeah. Have there been any lessons learned over your time and your experience that surprised you?
Oh, many. In what way?
In any way, learning something new. I mean, being exposed to so many different cultures and beings. What can you remember a time where one challenged your worldview or expanded the scope of your understanding in a way that left you forever changed?
So, to answer that question, I must answer a question unasked. My history and the history of my people. The port was a colony, independent. Early on in warp culture, some Earthlings from Germany traveled to this planet to start their own colony, along with which they brought a very specific version of a religion, an ancient religion.
Really?
Yes, I don't know if you've heard of Vikings.
Vikings, I'm not sure that I have.
I wouldn't think so. It's fairly obscure in Earth history. But they had a religion, polytheistic, very based around both war and knowledge. And over time, this religion has morphed, and they had their version of it, which then morphed over the hundreds of years that they were on this colony. And I was raised in that, to believe that these gods still existed and had power over myself and the rest of the galaxy, and by meeting with other species, other races, other aliens, it would only strengthen that control. This is another trial. Was the trials of gaining knowledge through exploration and meeting these new races. So, when I was in my late teens, I had some friends from another race. Mark, is there a good, well-known, like, atheist or atheistic or agnostic alien race that would slot in here well?
Vulcans are fairly agnostic.
Yeah, I think Vulcan's probably
Okay.
the best one.
Let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
was in school with some Vulcans who had been raised in the Vulcan way, and they challenged my beliefs and they made me question what I had been brought up to believe. And it took more years than that, but that beginning of saying, what is true? The things you say you know are true, are they true? And to question them without emotion. Having been raised around a lot of emotion, it did change me. And it would not have happened, or likely wouldn't have happened, if I hadn't listened to people different than me and then let that idea win out.
Well, nothing like discussing philosophy with Vulcans to really get you to re-examine your thinking patterns, right?
It's fairly intense.
Well, this sounds like it sounds like the conditions in which you grew up and the religion that you grew up around may have some parallels or ties to Klingons as well. Highly emotional, a race of warriors, except for the fact that this was more expansive, looking to interact with different cultures, bring the best back for the sake of enhancing.
It was always intensely goal-oriented.
Yeah.
As well. Profit. Oh, jeez. What's happened? Red alert! Red alert!
Bridge! Report!
Everything's fine, Captain. I slipped. We have alerts that go on, so if somebody does like a subscription or something like that, it just scared me.
But you have to justify it.
That's right. If Ramirez weren't on a space station, I would have Ramirez!
Continue.
Yeah.
Just testing the torpedoes.
I'm stroking some of the foliage on some of the trees that are exotic and beautiful. And should I not have said stroking?
Wait, sorry, what?
I'm in the Arboretum, so
You're in the Arboretum.
yeah, that was my /me emoting commentary. Probably didn't make that clear enough, but
How are you finding being in command?
well, I've had experience as an XO, which is sort of your first taste of command. This is as I'm sure you'll agree, a unique situation, a unique mission. This was billed to us as routine, and so far it's been anything but. But I can't say that I'm complaining about it. Adjusting to different expectations is something that I've had the benefit of getting used to over several lifetimes, of course. As for myself, I resonate a lot with your upbringing as well. My parents and I haven't spoken with one another for a very long time, in part because I was raised in a household that took a very purist view of being a trill. There's something to be said for closed fundamentalist systems that the curious mind is always seeking to break out of, right? For a lot of us at Starfleet, that seems to be the case. I mean, what better way to see new worlds, meet new beings, challenge the very foundation of what we believe to understand about ourselves and the universe. But the belief system that my parents ascribed to and tried to indoctrinate me from at a very early age took a very purist, hardline view, and about symbionts in particular. They were called Trilitarians. They believed that symbionts are little more than opportunistic, exploitative parasites that trills, as trill hosts, should not join. That joining is a foul and unsacred sort of thing. But my lust for life and desire to see more and do more and experience beyond what is contained on a single planet, it's carried me through my entire career, and joining Starfleet really consolidated that for me. It really crystallized this idea that the more we can join forces with those that are different from us, the stronger we can all become when working together.
I agree, obviously. One question that comes to mind is, what about duty?
What about duty? Yeah, that's a hard question for me to answer, considering how the choices that I've made have effectively excommunicated me from my family. I had a role, I had a path that they had set out for me, following their steps, promoting trilitarianism. I guess ultimately duty is the calling that you as an individual have to follow in your heart, that when you take a step in a direction that moves away from it, a part of you fades. Thankfully, Starfleet and the mission of Starfleet is something that I believe in to my very core. And so fulfilling my duty to Starfleet is something that I can do with confidence, with joy, and with purpose.
There's also the duty of command, which I'm sure you already know, but I feel like, again, it must be said. Command means making incredibly difficult decisions. You did make one by sacrificing yourself, potentially, to the Klingons to allow us to continue our mission, get the information we needed. But sooner or later, and I can almost guarantee you this, you're going to have to sacrifice someone. Or many people. All captains have had to do it, outside of those that are on the most routine missions.
You're right.
And some are heroes and some are villains for doing the same thing.
That's true. And it's hard to tell in the moment whether you are being the hero or the villain. But my duty as a captain is to my crew and to the mission, and striking that balance is a challenge. Every minute, those stakes can change, the context can change, which is why I'm glad to have such a strong team of senior officers to help fill in the gaps, provide the context, give me the information that I need to make those difficult choices.
And know as well that everyone on the ship understands that their life is on the line, and if they should die in duty,
Mm-hmm.
either at your command or not, it is part of being in Starfleet.
That's true. That's very astute for someone who has never really gone through the soldier ranks within Starfleet either.
I spend a lot of time reading about command, how to be a commander, and it does dovetail a bit with the rather warrior spirit of the Vikings.
A soldier at heart.
Yeah, at heart, maybe not so much in body, but in heart and in mind. I am willing to make a sacrifice if necessary. And I will do it with as little fear as possible.
I'll keep that in mind. I think it's also time to get you in a position of more leadership and decision making along the lines befitting your title as well. There's something to be said about learning from books, but nothing sears experience into the very fiber of your cells like going through it yourself and putting all that theory into practice.
Well, I'll ensure that I take action when needed on the bridge, just to make sure we're moving forward towards a goal. If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. Aren't the sonic blasts of these trees just delightful?
They're very loud, surprising even.
You know, on Klingon, it's considered something like your Earth nightingale when they emit these acoustics. Very calming to them, although startling for the rest of us.
So I'm hearing is I need to turn the volume down.
I mean, we're improvisers. It's an opportunity.
Unless we're going to start using the blast in
True
narrative.
story. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us
I'm
something
cool with. Like, there's a random.
Suddenly, Izzy calls up to the captain. Captain, we're having an issue.
I have trained these guys really, really well to respond to sound effects.
Yeah, you have. like out of.
I get real mad when they don't acknowledge the tech cues. I'm sorry.
Look what you did.
I did. It's my fault.
It's all you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Thank you for spending this time with me. I depend on you as well, as my XO, as the person closest to the position of leadership, to let me know when I am off track, when I'm starting to... when I'm getting off track, if I'm getting too soft. I'm starting to understand that this is a crew and a ship that really benefits from strong, decisive action.
When the time is right, yes. And I, if it helps to have a devil's advocate or a contrary opinion in moments of maybe not immediate distress, but
Tension.
yes, I'd be more than happy to provide that.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for your counsel. Thank you for your time.
Anytime.
Stroke, stroke, stroke. Stroke, stroke.
Maybe that'll be a little softer.
So which sound effect is that? Is that for subscriptions or?
That one's for bits.
It's for bits.
So Red was
Oh.
giving a couple of bits. Red, by the way, says that he is fully invested in the captain now and we've been watching a few minutes. So.
Thanks for the bits.
Thanks, Red. Thanks
Yeah,
for-
awesome.
Give me the bits.
I was going to say something.
bits,
I remember what I was going to say. Let's jump down to sickbay real quick, where we see Jorsh and Cade together. Jorsh playing some music to you. No, seriously, it's staying alive, staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Yes.
So the emphasis is on the second one.
Well, yes, really, but I think really the staying alive was just really it's a real anthem for like really living life.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know it even on Bajor.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Well,
it's
it's
just
interesting now because they teach it to us in the medical academy because it's for CPR. It's the rhythm that you want to.
I've heard of that. They never taught me that where I was, but I've heard of that. It's interesting,
that
but
you
it's amazing. You know,
little trick we picked up from the Terrans.
those old Terrans and their Earth songs. It's crazy from hundreds of years ago. and
It's very lovely.
It's held up well.
So it's no Balaclavian music, but
We'll agree to disagree.
George.
Oh, my heel.
Well, I was gonna head down to the gym and get some training time in.
Okay.
You got things handled here, or?
No, this is too much for me. I can't.
Yeah, I understand that you're constantly overwhelmed, and
I clearly can't do that.
no, I understand. I can have a robot come up and take your place if necessary.
That's for you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Chief. I just got that. Chief, we got an incoming message from you. You want me to send it down for you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great. You're getting a message.
Ooh, high tech.
Yeah, high-tech paper.
So retro.
Someone loves the remix we just had. By the way.
Yeah.
That's I click on the first option
Okay,
and send it back encrypted.
sounds good. George, what's that?
Oh, just personal note from home.
All right.
Mom checking up on me.
Oh, must be nice. Well, I'm gonna take care of all this while you're gone.
All right, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. You go do your work.
I'm gonna replace you with a trained pig one day.
You're a trained pig.
Yeah, more training than you.
You leave, George grumbling behind you. Eventually, you do make it down to where there's sparring, and oddly enough, you see Izzy in there already with a heavy bag working on some sparring.
Lieutenant,
Hey,
do you mind if I...
it's an open
I don't
job.
know if it's a... Well, some people like to train alone. I know the commander prefers to have the... If she's in, I kind of just walk on past, so...
I don't mind.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate you asking, though. Thank you.
Reach into my bag and pull out some like molded pads and attach them to my hands and feet. Start working a little bit on another one of the heavy bags. Punch and kick combos, just lightly working the bag a little bit, just getting a little warmed up.
Just barely moving.
Yeah. So, let's tap it. I'm working up into it. It's a lot of,
It's like Bajor and Tai Chi.
Exactly. You warm up and then you build up to. You don't want to overexert yourself too much too fast. Like right at the beginning.
Right.
Gotta have a good warm up.
Of course.
That's very medically sound advice.
And that's a Cade fact you can rely on.
Da, 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 da.
Get more into it. Slowly get more worked up. But every once in a while, just kind of glancing over at Izzy and seeing what kind of eyeballing her technique a little bit, seeing what she's up to.
It's a very standard, old school Andorian training technique. They've had millennia to get really, really good at fighting, and she's had a lifetime of practicing it, so that's what she's doing. You may or may not recognize that technique. You probably don't.
Probably not. Kind of eyeball it and look around.
You may also notice that the Ushantor and sort of armored glove are sort of off in the corner waiting.
Might get a little more follow through if you widen your stance at the beginning there. Just
Thanks, I'll try that.
You just got Cade-splained.
actually, you might get better.
I try widening the stance for a few rounds and then sort of subtly shuffle back without saying anything.
They're just gonna stare at each other, just doing the thing inside.
I mean, it's just this is just kind of my routine.
It's your alone time.
It's just not so much alone time. It's just a routine.
Fair enough.
I mean, he didn't ask to talk.
That's true. He did just kind of like come in and
to
ask.
be fair, this is actually my normal sparring time.
Oh, is he interfering?
He's not, because I'm waiting for Morganth to get here.
Oh, really? Morgan's running a little late.
She's running a little late. I happen to know there was something really stupid happening with some of the weapon systems.
There were some weird things happening with weapon systems earlier.
And I was working on them, and it was real dumb. But we got it settled, but she seemed a little extra stressed.
Yeah.
And said she had to go back to her quarters to take care of something first. But I'm sure she'll be here any minute.
Any minute now. Any minute. Once she gets a chance to chill and recover and be a part of everything.
I know this is usually, because some of the times when I have walked by, it's been you and the commander. If you need a partner while you're waiting, I know the back doesn't, backs don't hit back. It's if you want.
I suppose so. Could be nice to vary the routine a bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little rusty myself, so I just need to kind of
Sure.
You don't want to leave the instincts fallow for too long.
You got a spar?
Let's do
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Let's do some melee.
Spar.
Melee.
I don't know how to do melee.
You're gonna roll fitness and security. It's gonna be
Fitness and
contested.
security.
So whoever is better, whoever gains more momentum, is gonna be the one that wins.
Oh, I
Cool.
like this.
Yeah.
And my focus in hand-to-hand combat. Does
Absolutely.
that give me any bonuses? In this
Absolutely.
regard?
Yeah, because when you're rolling that, you can use that focus to double up on your successes.
Okay.
I'm guessing there's not a hand-to-hand focus over there, is there?
No, there's not.
That's all right. You can buy more dice by giving me threat.
Yeah.
No?
Let's see how hurt my pride is after a round or two.
All right, so you're each going to roll fitness and daring.
Daring or
fitness and security,
security?
I'm
Fitness
sorry.
and security.
Different game. Fitness and security.
I was going to say, my daring is higher than my fitness.
And we'll just roll 2 for.
Just roll 2 unless you want to buy some more. I got things.
Swimming in
Oh,
it.
okay. I'm okay.
Alright.
Let me see what I get first. Excellent. That's 2 successes. So
2 successes. What you got? 1 success?
One success.
So 4 successes.
4 successes. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
just
you
embarrassing.
clearly succeed in that little attack. Why don't you roll some of your damage dice in?
Okay. How many am I rolling?
It should be on there for your
or
melee.
let me, sorry, I don't see. Unarmed strike. Okay, so 5.
There you go.
Do we get actually any momentum out of this happening, or?
Oh no.
All right, so that's 5 with an effect.
5 with effect. You get knocked down
Neat.
and hit pretty hard. What's your stress?
11?
11? Okay, so he knocked you down pretty darn hard. You were definitely winded through all that, and you're lying on the mat, if you will.
I stand back up.
Well, I reach out a hand and offer and just kind of
No, I just hop
wider
back up.
stance.
No hand for you.
All right.
Hey,
No, one more. I'm paying
Again?
close attention to what he's doing now.
all right, there you go, paying close attention.
1.
1 success, so 2 successes.
Oh, just barely gets you. Knocks you down. Why don't you roll some damage dice? Let's see where you're at.
You were paying closer attention this time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Slightly
Barely.
less.
Did
Yeah.
that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 with 3 effects.
Knocks you back down again. You're hurting pretty good.
Hop back up.
Hop back up. You could
I don't offer her hand this time. I'm just going to
mean-
go back into my stance.
You can create an advantage. You can do all sorts of stuff.
I heard Andorians were good fighters.
I would at this point have tried to identify some sort of advantage.
Yeah.
Some weakness that in his fighting style, probably something that I'm accustomed to identifying as a smaller, more lithe
Sure. Yeah. Tell you what.
opponent.
You'll give me 2 threat to create that advantage. I will give you temporarily the hand-to-hand expertise as well, and I'll give you 1 extra die.
Okay.
Take it.
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. Cool. So I get 1 extra die?
Mhm.
All right. Let's do it.
4.
4.
And then with the expertise, no, but with the expertise, those count extra?
Oh yeah.
So
So-
that's 6.
Oh, guess who? Roll your damage. Let's see what happens.
Nice.
How much?
It should be on there. Your
What?
melee should be.
Oh, unarmed strike.
Yep.
So it's 4?
Angie, can you hand her the cards?
Yes. 4 with an effect.
4 with an effect. She comes in and swings pretty hard at you, and out of nowhere, this foot ends up behind your ankle, and she knocks you flat down on your back onto the ground.
I look up and just smile. Nice. Better.
Back up again.
Yep.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm here now.
Okay.
Have you just walked
Do we
in?
notice her?
I don't know. Do you?
We're in the gym. I'm where I've been waiting for our usual sparring session, and I am currently sparring with him. That's what's happening. You just saw all that happen.
How much do I need to get a 3rd die to match hers?
1 threat.
1 threat?
Oh my god!
Got it?
That's such a bad idea.
Is it though? Is it though? I don't know.
This is fun. This is the most fun I've had. Oh.
4.
2.
Wait, 2 total?
Yeah, with doubled. Yeah, I got one. I got one. I rolled 1 success. Which
Do you still have the advantage from the previous?
Yeah. She's still got the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah, I still have all that stuff.
yeah.
cool.
Well, I guess yeah. Do some
Wait,
more
do I
damage.
get to keep the 3 die, right?
For now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one
Just
effect.
one. She doesn't really hit you hard, but she's able to get her foot around again, and you're just down on the mat, flat.
Excellent. I come back up and it's like, you gotta show me that move.
You gonna show them that move, or you just keep going?
What is it? Show me it. I never see it coming. You gotta teach me.
I literally demonstrate by just repeating the same thing.
Okay, so we're just gonna roll in for it? Or?
I think she just knocked you on the ground. while you were talking.
only this time I so basically I come around to do the hook with the foot, except that I grab his shoulder as I do it, so like his leg comes out but he doesn't fall.
Nice.
And I sort of hold in that spot.
All right, I'm examining the stance.
You see it? You see,
follow.
because the thing is, it's this twist at the ankle. Now you have to be careful, and you should know this as a medical professional. You can damage yourself quite badly.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
But yes, if you just.
But you've got man. That's where that Endorian reach comes in as an advantage. That's
Yes.
wow.
This does not work for shorter limbed.
No, well, I mean
Fighters.
we're of average limb on Bajor.
You are. I'm just saying in general, shorter
Certainly.
people can't.
Certainly. Okay, so if I come in and I kind of like not full force, but I'm just kind of like miming through it, just kind of like shadow boxing. I kind of like, all right. So you come around here and kind of like place a hand on hers and try to come and repeat the technique she's just shown me.
Corinna, you've come in at this point. What do you think about all this?
If you can't see it coming, I don't understand why you showed him.
It's a voice.
He asked. He seemed interested.
We're going to be fighting side by side more often than each other, so if I have any tricks, I'm more than happy to share if anyone wants to. I'm very curious to study your technique, Commander. Like hip throws, I'm used to. I'm used to the kind of momentum that you got there. This ankle, like getting that around there, that's just so. It's very impressive.
Andorians have spent a lot of time perfecting combat techniques.
We had 4 decades to learn how to fight for ourselves, so.
Yes, we've had significantly more.
Yeah.
Corinna, what do you want to do with this?
I'm sorry, I was just holding place until you got here. I'm more than happy to tag out if.
I
I put the padded gauntlet of my hand out to demonstrate the tag out.
Did you bring your practice flare pad?
Of course I did.
Excellent. I walk over to the corner and pick up the Ushantar and the armored glove
Oh my.
and put those on.
Oh,
I mean,
Well, I'm definitely tagging out now.
Are you guys going at it? You doing some training here?
Sure.
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's roll some melee again.
All right.
So yeah, you're rolling your melee attack, which is going to be fitness and security and contested.
Okay, I have hand-to-hand combat.
Yep. So
I
you'll
also
level
have
up.
strategy.
How are you going to use strategy?
Are we sparring?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm using strategy.
Nailed it. All right. Sure.
Do I get to keep the hand-to-hand advantage that I had before?
No, you don't.
No, that was it's him.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
You're
was-
well.
Do you
It
get
was
back
nice
any of
while
that
it
stress that you took, or is that just temporary?
We'll let you have that back.
So it's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you roll 2 unless you want to give me something.
We'll see.
We'll see how this goes.
Keeping in mind I have no focus at this point. Yeah, it's a big one.
So I double it,
Uh-huh.
and then potentially double it again. If I have 2.
Well, you're going to get 1. Y'all going to excuse me because
So I got a 1.
Right, so that's going to be worth 2 regardless.
Right, so that's
Right.
2.
Right.
But then that's 4.
Right.
And then another 2.
So you're kicking her all over the mat, is what you're telling me right
No,
now.
just very lightly.
Just very, very lightly kicking her around the mat.
Just in good fun.
There you go. Well, let's roll your damage dice and let's see if you get any effects on that.
How many damage dice?
Should be on your
Under weapons.
Under unarmed strike.
It's not unarmed though. It's with a weapon.
Oh, with weapon.
But it's with a weapon that's not listed. And in fact, I never did my damage. I never figured out what my damage was for my thing.
Okay.
Is it kind of like a dagger?
So mine is basically it's like a large. It's a large dagger, but it's like you hold it here, and then the blade is in the front like this.
Let's give it 3.
Okay, so we'll call that a 3. So hers is basically it's a long staff with a curved blade on one end and a club on the other.
Go 4 on that. I'm just making this up.
Sure.
We'll change it later, but I'm just making it up right now.
You're not allowed to make things up in a game.
What? That's crazy.
These are hard set facts.
4 explosions.
4. We're going to say since that's a staff, it's going to have a knockdown effect on it as well.
Yeah.
So let's knock her down a few times. I'm assuming you hit her with the blunt end.
Oh,
Yeah, these are both practice
easy.
weapons that
Of
the
course.
blades are blunted.
yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. So a good knockdown.
Yeah.
You're just getting knocked down a lot today.
And I'm getting back up. I'm yeah.
These are all teachable moments.
Yes.
These are not
Yes.
mean.
You're right.
Today is less about practice and more about exercising demons.
There are demons to be exercised, I see.
I'm catching my breath over on the side and
She
just
just-
observing. Just
Izzy just looks
fascinated.
really focused.
Why is Izzy so focused?
She just is.
Well, there you go. Let's get up and roll it again. Let's keep fighting.
Maybe you can spend a threat to find out.
Why are you so...
Brutal.
Poof! None. 2.
Oh, man. Roll it up
18
again.
and
Let's see if we knock her
19.
down again. Oh, man.
This wasn't a
You
competition.
got it wrong.
You almost stabbed yourself. Jesus. 900.
Izzy dies.
2 effects and 3?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. How much do you have left?
Oh, stress?
Yeah.
I haven't been counting. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What? How many was it last time?
It was 11 to start,
11
and
to start.
then you took
4, maybe?
Yeah, let's say
4 in the
We're
last
gonna
round.
say you have
and
3
you
left.
got 5.
4.
Man, you're looking kind of woozy out there. You might
Yeah.
need to have some
Don't
health
care.
packs ready or
I'm
something.
getting back up.
This is pretty standard.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Is what you're looking out
This is
for?
our Tuesday.
Yeah.
4, 6 successes.
One for me.
Jeez.
Woof. Knock down again. Roll it up. Let's see if she's conscious.
I mean, at least you got the chief medical officer literally
Right?
there.
2 effects and 1.
Do the effects also count against stress, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
so,
1
yeah.
in effect. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, basically 1 will do it.
Yep.
And you're full up.
Oh, yeah. You are not going to be jumping up from that one.
Yeah.
You're not unconscious yet since you're just sparring, but you're not going to be standing up.
Yeah.
You're lying down pretty hard.
I run in just instinctively and just check on her.
She's fine.
I walk over. I get up carefully. I walk over. I get some water and just sit.
I sit next to you. Having a day?
Not so much today, but you know, the previous week or so.
Or 2 weeks?
Yeah. You know.
Mm-hmm. Did you get it out?
Well, this is probably as much as I can handle for now, but well, it's a good start. It's nice to be back to some amount of routine.
I miss the routine.
I really miss the routine. I didn't think I would, but I did.
I knew that I would, and I do.
Yeah, I figured you would. Yeah.
He any good? He any good?
It's pretty good.
You want to find out?
Oh, sure.
It'll be more fun when you do it. I
2 successes.
2 successes.
Oh, all right.
Test of strength happens.
said it would be more fun.
You didn't, normally in this case, whoever's the aggressor would win in a tie like that, since we didn't really define an aggressor. in
I
this
also
one.
have strategy and hand-to-hand combat.
He has hand-to-hand combat.
I have strategy and hand-to-hand combat, and we're sparring.
And she just watched.
I have survival.
I mean. I'll tell you what. I'm going to roll this again. If it is 10 or below, you get the advantage. If it's 11 or above,
Okay.
you can roll it out.
I mean, I'm fine with giving her the advantage because she's got both of those over me. It's
I almost thought that you were gonna say something very different.
Yep. I heard it.
And I wasn't gonna say no. That was gonna be very different.
what was I gonna say?
Don't worry. Tell you later.
Okay.
I didn't catch it either.
I mean,
Maybe the viewers
and usually
caught
I'm
it.
very attuned to these things.
Yeah, viewers, what did we miss?
It's just a quick little trick of hearing.
I forgot what I rolled. Shit. Take the advantage. Yeah.
Just
3
yeah.
3, but no effect?
with
No
one
effect.
With with
You've
an
got
effect.
knocked down, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'm dead. Can I borrow a pen to keep track of my stress?
Yeah. Shabam.
I need a that. I need a one.
Shabam.
Mark that off. Ah, good. Go again?
She already rolled.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 4 successes for me.
It is 2 successes for me.
All right, guess who gets a chance?
Oh, and you get 2 more damage dice now because we're unarmed. We're going melee, so you get 6 damage
Oh,
die
right.
instead of the 4 that you rolled.
Oh, okay.
If you want to roll 2 more, just to see how many.
Whoops. No. it's fine.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah.
One light on you.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's 5 with 3 effects.
5 with 3 effects, and you have knockdown and unarmed?
Yeah.
Yep, you take her down.
So how do I?
Just
So
mark your
do you
stress.
see stress?
Yeah.
The ones that aren't X'd out,
Uh-huh.
just mark one of those for each of those things. For each thing that he just did.
Point of damage.
Yeah.
Point of damage.
And she's got a lot.
So 5
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Crew is beating the crap out of each
I
other.
know, right?
Tune in. Watch the crew beat the crap out of each other.
Or strokes and
Oh
trees.
dang! I lost that one.
Uh-oh, what'd you get?
Lost it. I got a 20.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Let me see how I did. Oh, 2 successes.
2 successes, plus a 20 over there. Roll some damage. Let's see what that complication ends up being.
He accidentally rips your spine out.
Oh God, no! Don't even show.
Then he has to put it back.
Yeah.
No!
Which I do awesomely. That would be a task. Let's see. So that's 5 with 2 effects.
2 effects. Knocked down, you hear a crack and a sharp, sharp pain in your ankle.
Cool.
Do I hear the crack as well?
You hear a crack, yeah, absolutely.
Commander. Are you all right? It's. She comes.
She just comes at you.
I guess she's the aggressor.
Go to reject her. She knocks me in the jaw. So 2 successes. Let's go for it.
Or roll it up. Roll it up.
And I get 6 of these.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, and an effect.
Knock him down. How much you got left over there?
How much do I have left?
Yeah.
I have 7 left.
You haven't taken a lot. That's fine.
Hope we don't get in any trouble on the ship.
I know, right?
I thought that's actually where the complication was going to come in.
Suddenly the Romulans attack.
It's early.
Yeah. So I come up, I'm smiling. I'm like, all right then.
2, 4 success.
So that's 6. Is that what we established for that? That's
That counts as 4. Yeah, that's 6.
so that's yeah. So 6 successes for me.
Roll it up again.
I ship this, you guys.
Trouble in
There's an
relative.
there's an awesome montage soundtrack
Thank you,
going on in the
Jasmine.
background.
All Bee Gees.
Fuck. Oh, sorry.
I think you're allowed to on that
On for the swear jar.
1. 2, 4, 6.
It was me.
8 with 2 effects.
8 with 2 effects. Knocked down. That ankle feels really weak. He knocks you down.
Yeah, I think I'm out of my stress.
Oh no, you're not getting back up right now.
No.
What's it like to have no stress?
It must be nice.
No, I'm out of them.
Oh.
They're all here.
Oh.
There's no more to expend.
You're full of stress.
Full of
All the
stress.
stresses are X'd.
Yeah.
I immediately go over to my bag and pull out a bottle of water and
Hypo spray.
yeah.
I actually I toss you a splint that I keep in my bag when you
Just
come
in
over,
case.
so you can get her to sick bay.
Oh no, I thank you all for your endeavors. And I hobble to my room.
At least let me set it.
Okay, actually, no, scratch that. I actually have tossed it to you. Like, you come over to your bag, but like normal routine, I just toss that to you and you
Do
walk
shake
it,
your
and you
hand.
take it and walk out.
All right, I'm insisting that I'm going to walk her to her quarters at least.
And I'm insisting no. But I do shake your hand.
I'm walking with you.
You can follow me.
I am
Oh, that's a poor decision, Chief.
Doesn't seem like he cares. He's walking down the hall.
What? A situation that might lead to some dramatic consequences. No, we don't want that at all.
I go back to at this point there's a speed bag in the corner and I am just
You're speeding that
I'm
bag.
speeding that bag super hard.
That bag is getting sped so hard. What are you like saying anything to her? You just following her?
Just walking along. You don't have to. I can give you the spread. Just you don't need to play tough.
Oh.
I already respect the hell out of you.
I'm gonna get some threat just from saying that.
I think if you really respect me, you wouldn't have used the word play. And now I'm walking unexpectedly quickly for having a broken ankle.
Yes.
I'm running after her.
Fortunately, I know the ship better. I've been on it longer, and I lose them.
It's interesting with the number of crew that's around. There have been some more people in there. You seem to lose her in the crew or in the crowds and everything. But let's go ahead and roll for it and see just how well you lose him. Give me a roll. Let's use fitness and security.
Okay, 1.
Difficulty. You roll 2 dice. Difficulty of 1.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success. Yeah. It's weird. It's like you thought you saw her, and then she was gone.
Oh, also I have a, I don't know if it's exactly it, but espionage is
I'll
a
let you have that.
focus.
Yeah. And I was looking up something when you were doing this, just so everybody is clear. I was wrong. If you have a focus, it'll double your dice. The 1 doesn't get doubled.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you don't have a focus, the 1 is doubled. If you do have focuses,
Okay, so basically if you roll a 1, that becomes 3 instead of 4.
it's just going to be 2.
It's just 2.
I mean, like, if you get the focus, it's... So, like, the 1 is already
So
doubled?
one of
One gets
those,
doubled.
If you
not
have a
loss.
focus, anything below that, any success is going to count as 2 if you have a focus. That's it. There's no 3. Okay. Sorry, just want to make that clear.
It doesn't
You have
add to it,
disappeared.
makes 2.
You find yourself standing alone.
It still would have been. It was because then it would have been 4-4, and you were the aggressor. So it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah, I would have
yeah.
won one of those, so it's okay. It's fine.
Making friends wherever you go, Cade.
Do you come back to the gym?
Damn it. Yeah. I come back and just start working the same heavy back I was working before.
How'd that go? Don't take it personally. It's just we are both creatures of habit and have routines, sort of shorthand, and there has been a lot of change on this ship recently, more than we are accustomed to, and it has been a lot of change. It's not, that sounds bad. But it's not you. It's circumstances.
I think it's at least partly me. I have a tendency to rub people the wrong way, especially when I don't want to.
You in particular are going to be at a unique disadvantage when it comes to the commander, since you, much like myself, you feel quite strongly. We feel quite strongly. You and I share that, I think. And Morganth is especially sensitive is a bad word in this instance, but it's the best I can think of at the moment.
I definitely got that impression.
Yes.
Given the only emotion I've seen her express the entire time I've been here was right then at me, and it was not the response I would hope for.
You will learn to understand her better in time. Just give her a little space. She does follow patterns quite a lot. You will pick up on them quickly, I think. You are very observant.
I mean, it's her ship. I'm just along for the ride, so.
It is our ship. It is all of our ship. It is as any who are assigned to the ship. It is their ship.
I mean,
We are its crew.
I mean, sure, I've been assigned, but
Just because we were here first does not give us any greater claim. That is not how Starfleet assignments work.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but my particular assignment and the circumstances surrounding it on this vessel are rather peculiar.
There are many things about this particular assignment and circumstances that are, frankly, extremely unusual. But I will also tell you, since you don't have a lot of context, that unusual is kind of the usual on the Mazu. Most careers that lead here are not following what one would call a usual track.
This wasn't...
Mine certainly didn't, nor did hers, nor did Ramirez or George or... George.
You know her well? You know her well?
Morgan? I know her. I think I know her as well as anyone on this ship knows her, yes?
If you could express my deepest and sincerest apologies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I used a poor choice of words in trying to establish a connection.
What did you say?
I was attempting to get her to accept the hypospray, take a little bit of the pressure off of the ankle to let it heal easier. This is my function here. And I see she's very strong and very stoic. And those are admirable traits. But with allies, with comrades in arms, I don't think...
What'd you say, Jordan? What did you say?
I told her she didn't have to play at being tough.
Oh.
What I meant was...
I understand what you meant.
She didn't have to...
Keep going. No, keep going.
That,
No, really. Keep
No,
talking.
that strength is,
I
doesn't have to be an excuse for...
I understand.
I've never seen somebody dig a hole while having their foot in their mouth at the same time. I'm sorry.
I have...
Morganth does
If I can make a confession.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, I've walked past and avoided the gym area when I've noticed her or the both of you here before. I came here today at this time specifically to be here with the both of you. I respect and admire fighters, warriors. That's something I see in her and something that is, I know, very important to your people. I wanted to try and connect with you both on that level. You and I have had wonderful conversations and encounters in the past, though, so it was more important to me to try and win her respect and approval today. And
I see. Well,
I know that, Kate. I'm doing this to you.
I know. I'm doing
letting you know.
commentary.
It's like the narrator. Anti-fail.
I'm like Arrested Development, right?
Exactly.
I'm the,
Next time.
was it Ron Howard?
Yes.
Anyway, I think I've made a terrible mistake.
Well, you almost said it.
He had, in fact, made a terrible mistake.
well,
And if we're
Take
going...
one of these pills. Take one of these pills. Forget this ever happened.
Take this hypo spray. Take it.
if you would like advice on that front, she does respond best to very direct communication. So while I will deliver your apologies for you, ultimately she will probably, given her past behavior, she will respect you more if you do eventually have that conversation yourself.
Sure. I just wasn't sure, given how things were left, if I would even be granted that opportunity.
I wouldn't try to do it right away. But, yeah. She is very complicated and extremely guarded, and I don't actually know a lot about her background, but given what I have observed, she clearly has some very deeply ingrained habits, and one of them is being extremely self-sufficient. Somewhere in her past, she must have had to fend for herself to some degree, because she does that a lot, and she does it well. And that is probably something that you understand.
All too well.
given your background as well. So perhaps consider things from that angle.
I'm thirsty. Do you want to get a drink?
Yes.
Where can we do that around here?
There's
Captain,
a
we're going to switch
mess.
scenes. Captain, you're on your way back to the bridge. We need to get a hail. Someone from command. You also have a message coming in. You'd like to receive it here in your quarters.
My quarters.
Quarters. All right, heading back to your quarters. And you're going to have this message waiting for you. It is text only, no video, no audio.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
It's me.
You have to send a picture.
Oh, we got one of those earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
Where's my note?
It's redacted.
It's exactly. It looks just like that.
You gotta know, but it's just
I really
black marker.
loved my life.
Are you,
Yeah, that's great.
are you looking for a yes or a no, or can I respond in more in depth than that?
Is it prom?
Admiral Davis is asking you to promise us.
Oh my God. How do you want to
Is
respond?
it the Cynthia or is it that It's so complicated.
How does this work?
Every relationship with a trill is poly. So that's true.
Can I say yes if they're on their way there?
I mean, yeah, sure. You can say that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do I get it back?
I want to read it.
I know. I'm just like, I want to read it. I want to read it.
Intercept the message.
Oh no, I tore it. What is that? Oh no, I kept
Is
tearing
this supposed
it.
to eat it on the live feed? Just
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fiber.
That's all it is. It's fine.
And whatever's in the ink.
or pencil.
Pencil. Graphite.
Oh, it's pencil.
Graphite's not toxic.
No.
No, unless you watch Chernobyl.
All right, next person to get a no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I haven't seen that yet. I want to.
It's really good.
That's what I hear. Anybody else want to do anything? We're on the ship now.
On a note.
She wants a note.
I want to see that note.
See that note?
Can I roll to see that note?
No.
If she gets a note, it gets to be completely redacted.
Yeah, that's right. Here's your note. It's just boop, boop, boop. There you go. That's your note.
Blank.
Right there.
Maybe write it all out to redact it.
Actually, is now a good time for a break? early?
Yeah, we can't take a break real quick. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and then we'll see if we're going to stay on the ship or if we're at the Starbase. We'll be back in a few minutes though. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. Remember, we are giving away these awesome tokens. If you haven't entered the raffle yet,
Cool.
raffle. So it's exclamation point raffle to enter to get these things. Tell your friends right now. We're going to give a set of these away at the end of the stream. So
Jordan, it's actually
do
to your side.
thing.
There you go. There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
that one.
Earlier.
Well, you were pointing up
This way.
earlier, and it was.
All right, we're going to go back to the hold screen. We'll be back in just give us 5 minutes. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Here we go.
5.
And we're back. See, 5 minutes. That wasn't long. Welcome back and everything. Thanks for hanging out with us. Still, a couple questions. Is Ramirez coming back? Yeah, Ramirez is coming back. We've just had a little issues with JR getting here. 1 minute he's stuck in Paris. Next minute his car breaks down on the other side of town. The guy's just having a tough time.
It's like Mercury's in retrograde for him all the time.
I feel like
Except for
Mercury's
that
always
Paris
in
thing.
retrograde.
Well, no, like the Paris thing, literally, like there was
It was a
train
transport thing.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
there was like a train malfunction on the way to the airport. It was a really just.
But if places to be
freak
stuck,
I mean, it's not like we feel particularly
I know.
bad
No.
about it, but he really did get
Hashtag stuck in Paris.
oh, rats.
Stuck on a train in Paris.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound
exactly.
great.
Trains are trains
yeah.
are trains.
I'm a train enthusiast. I'm gonna end that sentence.
Enthusi what? Enthusi who?
what?
Enthusi
I mean,
There's only one way that sentence can end.
I'm a train enthusiast.
Mast. Enthusi.
Enthuser.
Just a reminder, like I said just a minute ago, we are going to give away some of these tokens, the threat and momentum tokens. So if you want to enter that raffle, go ahead and do that. And tell your friends to come over and do the thing too. Remember, you have to be a follower to win. So follow first. Do the things, if you haven't already. Let's jump back in. We're back on the ship. Do we want to do any more combos on the ship? Anybody else got anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, there's nothing pressing.
Nothing pressing?
Unless we want to be in the bar together.
Well, yeah, because we were going to have
we're just
a
heading to the
post-workout
mess.
drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the mess.
Well, let's
think
go
we
to the
have a
mess
bar.
real quick. Let's go to the mess real quick.
We should have one. Let's
Who
open the
else
bar.
happens to be in the mess?
Me.
You, the three of you. Where are you at, Cap?
Oh, I'm in my ready room with that message.
Ready room with that
still.
message,
Yeah.
kind of trying to figure out that message.
Yeah, I'm digesting and processing it.
Fair enough. What about you?
I'm fixing a broken ankle.
What are you guys doing in the bar? We'll keep this one relatively short and see what happens.
And journaling.
Oh,
Commander, can we buy you a drink?
suddenly,
What are you having?
mead.
Mead, Bajorn Ale, and
Oh, I've already grabbed an orange juice from the replica.
oh, okay.
Orange juice.
So,
And because there's no currency in the future, I just take it.
So, you were at the gym?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a hell of a workout.
Was it?
Always quite invigorating.
I was been feeling a little rusty combat wise, so it's been a while since I was able to work on techniques.
How did you find it?
The combat's much easier than other things.
And you?
Like I said, very invigorating.
Okay.
I'm not especially skilled, but it's good to get out there and test what metal I have.
You don't sell yourself short. You've got some moves. Even beyond our match, I was watching you with the commander, and I know the two of you are used to one another as partners and have, there's a nice rhythm and flow that develops. But I was very impressed with both of you.
By both the measure of my usual sparring matches with the commander, and also by the measure of the training of my youth. I am in fact rather short, but thank you.
Just call him like I see him.
The point is not to. The point for me is not to win, but to challenge myself, which I did quite effectively.
The point for me is get my ass kicked in there so I don't get it kicked out there.
Also that.
But there are clearly still forms of conflict that elude me, so.
One should always strive to learn. If you knew everything, then there would be nothing left to learn, and that would be boring.
Among so many other things, I will drink to that. And I actually have something. Look at my space work, it's so good.
Such verisimilitude.
You seem rather maudlin.
I fear I've offended Commander Morganth. And as I would prefer to, for however long I'm here, ingratiate myself to the people I'm working alongside, and having to, both as crewmates, and I feel that if she were to be injured or incapacitated in some way, there's a trust and a relationship that has to exist between a doctor and patient that I mean, there's always Jorsh. If
But what happened?
I was a jackass.
He misspoke.
I was trying to ply my wares as healer on the station, and she was being very stoic and driven, and I merely wanted to let her know that she didn't have to do that around me and she could have pain relief without seeming weak. And instead, I said she didn't have to play at being tough. I'm still getting the nuances of languages down. But I also often stick my foot in my mouth in Bajoran, so I don't know that it's necessarily just that.
I think you're punishing yourself too much.
I'm notorious for that.
Well,
so.
allow me to apply my wares upon you then. Number one, if she needed your help, she would accept it. You don't have to make people like you as a doctor, or even as a person. Especially her. If she needs your help, you'll give it. If she doesn't, you learned your lesson. And two, do you really think anything you say is going to hurt her feelings?
I've often found that people who wear their feelings inside often sustain the most damage. They just don't show it as well. Whereas those of us who tend to wear our hearts on our sleeves also recover quicker. Don't hold on to scars for quite as long. So who am I to talk in that regard?
She is quite adept at handling her feelings in a healthy way. So don't worry.
Fair enough. I don't know any of you that well, so I'm trying to go based on experiences I've had with other Starfleet officers, other members of each of your species, I'm clearly just...
Oh, you're going to make mistakes? And then you have to be sad about it? I've obviously had a couple meads. Just a couple. I'm not like messed up, but I'm being a little more... Is that what I'm hearing? Is that when you make a mistake, if you insult me or you insult someone else, it has to be you up against the whipping post?
Mistakes I've made in the past have gotten people killed. So...
Big mistakes! What about if you just say something that bothers me as a person? Is that going to get me killed?
It's happened. We have to be able to trust each other and work alongside one another. If people are, even if I'm holding on to things in the field, if we're having to count on each other and someone doesn't trust me or respect me in the moment and it causes a hesitation, or they act rashly, or I'm not just speaking of the commander here, I'm speaking in general, it can have deleterious effects. I've seen it close up, not only from my own sake, but from others. I've seen people rush out the door after a heated argument and trip a landmine. I've seen people keep resentments deep inside for years and then never get the chance to say, I'm sorry, or I hate you, or however they feel. I've lost friends, I've lost family to things unsaid, to little mistakes.
Well,
so you'll pardon me if I am, as you say, tough on myself. I hold myself to a higher standard.
I understand.
But I appreciate it.
A lot of this seems like it's about your concerns based on what you've lived through. It doesn't always have to be about that. Right? It doesn't always have to be about that. Sometimes it can just be what it is in the moment.
You're right. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get out. I was trying to come here and have a light drink. Who knows any dirty jokes?
For what it's worth, Chief. Starfleet officer training does include a good bit of education on not letting emotions endanger others. So, at least among your fellow command staff here, there should be, you should not need to worry about one of us running out a door and tripping a landmine because we're angry.
Well, shame I never had any Starfleet training then.
Your experiences.
Is that?
It's to you.
Yes.
Commander Ensign Rayla, we're approaching Starbase 234. Crest on the bridge, please.
All right. Well, I'll take a sober up pill or whatever that is.
I pull out my hypospray. I'm just like, I've always got that cocktail ready when I'm going.
Yeah, I'll take that too.
There you go.
Command staff, that's all of us.
Your experience is valid. I down the rest of my OJ.
I do both of those things.
All right, you're heading back to the bridge, everybody?
Yep.
Captain, you're on the bridge as well. You're approaching Starbase 234. Huh? What's that?
Starbase 234?
Starbase 234.
Cool.
Yep.
It's on the map. That's right.
It's right there. Yeah, you're approaching Starbase 234. You do.
Oh no, someone's gonna know what you're saying.
I know, nobody will ever. You can't hear anything.
Starbase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's the same Starbase. That's my luggage.
You approach a Starbase, so you get into a holding pattern just off the base. What are you going to do from there? Are you going to contact them on the base? You just want to shuttle over? You want to beam over? How do you want to handle it, Cap?
Let's see here. And this is the base where we are.
This is when the question was, where could a damaged runabout
That's right.
get repairs? The closest one that looked like it was 234 in the direction that the trail went.
That's right.
There's no verification that was where it was, but the trail that was given to you by the Klingons did point in this direction.
Okay.
Also, there's a small fleet of Klingon ships that's presumably somewhere in the neighborhood, but has been.
Oh, you can see them. They're in range.
Oh, they're there.
Oh, they're in
just
range.
out
There
there.
are escorts, right?
Oh yeah, there are 4 out there.
Okay.
Did they like come in with us, or
No,
have
they've just been in a holding
They're just
pattern
chilling
out there.
outside the base.
Yeah.
All right.
They didn't travel with us. They've just been
No,
chilling.
they were already there.
They're
I just
already
sort of
there.
assumed that when they said that they hadn't approached the base, they meant they like really hadn't approached the base.
Oh no, they've approached, but they haven't dealt with the base too much. To be clear, the Klingon Federation, they are allies. 234 is at an intersection of Romulan Federation and
Yeah.
Klingon space. There is a lot of stuff that goes on there as far as negotiations, meetings, things like that.
Okay, so it's not weird for there to be.
It's not weird, but you don't necessarily expect to see 4 birds of prey just kind of hanging out, just floating around on the periphery.
Okay. EXO, why don't you send a team down to do a little bit of investigation, see what you can do to find the runabout. Full disclosure, I have a mission of my own on 234, more of a personal nature, but I want to make sure that you guys are done checking out and doing some recon on the runabout before. So we may be here a little bit longer, but not that much.
Will do.
Who's your weight team?
I would like to go, please.
Yeah. I guess everybody else.
Everybody else? So where are you going to be going to the base? Well, are you staying on the ship right now?
I'm
Or
going
do
to
you
stay
need
on.
anyone along on your mission?
No, I don't want to leave the ship too crewless right now, so I'm going to stay on the ship for a little bit, still kind of processing note information. Can I send a note down to 234, just sort of giving an ETA of or a TBD?
Sure. You'll get a reply that says we're waiting.
WTF.
Okay. So that works for me.
Okay. We're waiting. Period.
Sounds fine. I mean, it's we're doing some important missioning work here. The Klingons are there. I want to make sure that the ship is safe and such, and then if and when they get back.
Okay. So taking an away team. Everybody else. Okay. So everybody else shuttling or beaming?
I'll just beam over.
Beaming over. You beam over to 234. They meet you in there. Curious as to why you're there. The attendant is like, Commander, we weren't expecting the Mazu here recently. Any reason you're visiting the Starbase now?
What's a good cover?
Actually, just super quick before we left, I would have also recommended to her that she check in with those Klingons.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, with the general? Or the ones in the...
Okay.
Yeah, by the
Okay.
Starbase.
Fair
Parts
enough.
missing
All right.
of interest.
That's valid.
And we checked in with Admiral Davis about this, the Admiral.
We're here to check on a stolen, possibly a stolen runabout, and Starfleet equipment is on Starbase. We should be in and out in no time.
Sounds great. It seems odd to have a starship pursuing a stolen runabout, but whatever works for you, Commander.
I don't question the missions. I
It's
just
not my
follow
job to question you either, sir. I'm sorry. I'm just being friendly.
Yeah.
Make yourself at home, sir. If you need to speak with the Admiral, feel free. I can see if we can arrange something for you, but I'll be here if you need it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Wait, is Davis on the Starbase?
No. There's a commander on the Starbase.
Got it.
Different commander.
Different admiral as well?
Different Admiral.
Okay.
We need to go to the start.
It would be helpful to review their logs.
Okay.
I can also head up to sick bay and check in, see if anyone matching any descriptions that we're looking for have been, and might as well do a resupply as long as we're
I like that.
nearby.
Okay.
Okay.
So are y'all splitting up? Are you going to go do the resupply? How are we handling this?
I think we can get the logs from the from any panel, right?
With authorization.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need authorization.
So I probably need to talk to the
Talk to the Admiral.
admiral.
Okay.
So maybe we can break off a little bit. Like if you two could go just check out and see if there's a runabout in the.
Well, we're not looking for the runabout was in the Klingon ship.
No, the second,
whatever
the
that's
second,
Oh, yeah, whatever- yeah,
We've been
we don't-
tracing.
or
Yeah.
really the first runabout.
That first runabout was left on.
It wasn't. That's the one that they saw the warp trail from that runabout leave
So this
the
is
scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there were two.
I know there was the stolen one, and the stolen one's the one that the Klingons had. I thought that the first one was left on Ajalon Prime.
Yeah, there was an assumption y'all made that it was left on Ajalon Prime, but you never found the runabout. You never found any evidence it was left on
Right.
Ajalon.
And
Well,
what we did
then-
see was evidence that a second ship did
Never
warp out.
mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's kind of a waste of time to have you guys looking around the bays.
Let's start with logs
Not
and then
necessarily.
maybe
Yeah.
make
So-
a trip to the docks, just to the bays, just in case.
So yeah, I'll visit whoever is in charge right now, whether it's the admiral or someone else.
Okay, we're gonna have to go with somebody before you get to the Admiral.
Okay.
As you head up to the command, you are met by an Andorian. Met by an Andorian and meet you. Commander, can I help you?
Yes, we're here tracking down a stolen runabout and some Starfleet equipment that may have either passed through here or might still be here.
We haven't heard anything about that. What kind of equipment are we talking about?
I don't. What was it?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Spoiler.
Helpful. Well, how can we assist?
We just wanted to look at the logs to see if anything either came in or passed by that may match the description of the ship we're looking for.
I see. I'll need your authorization from the Admiral to give you access to the logs.
Okay.
If you give me a moment, we can take care of that. Feel free to wait here. Are you with him at this point?
I think so.
Yeah, I turned
Tim?
to you.
I'm sorry.
The three of
Yeah, I
us.
totally
the
forgot
three
about
of us
that.
are
Three of you are on
together,
there.
and you just wanted to say
This Andorian is very familiar. It's been a while. Been a long while.
Wow.
Very familiar.
Wait, they're familiar to me?
Mm-hmm. Extremely familiar to you. And this female Andorian is looking at you very closely too, but not. But she turns and leaves.
I didn't get a name, did I?
You didn't ask her name.
Which is probably best.
So,
She was going to get something and coming back, right?
sure, she'll come back soon. I should have let you know that at first. I just didn't realize you were with him at first. I apologize.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she comes back momentarily. Commander Admiral Prochanka has agreed to let you have access to our logs. You're welcome to them. I can escort you to where you can access them. She'll follow me.
Certainly, thank you.
Will the rest of your crew be joining us?
Yes.
Is she a younger Andorian that looks familiar, or closer to my age?
Younger Andorian that looks very familiar to you.
It's your daughter!
Is it?
It is clearly your daughter.
Oh, snap.
Holy crap, I was joking.
Your
I was
joke.
making a Simpsons reference.
Your joke was accurate.
I was just like, shit, I
joke
don't
was-
remember my backstory right now.
Swear jar. It's not me. I haven't sworn it. It's always everyone else.
So the lieutenant leads you through and points to a station where you'll be able to access the docking records there and says, "Can I get you anything else, Commander?"
No, thank you.
Thank you. If you need anything else, you can contact me. I'll be your liaison between myself and the Admiral.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
You're welcome, sir. And she leaves. I mean, you said, are you going to say something about this, or?
Lieutenant, a quick moment, and I step away from.
I'm doing this while you're doing that.
Sean,
Yes, Commander.
it's good to see you.
Is it?
Yes. I haven't been following.
Anything? Anything at all?
No,
No.
just
Is there anything I can do for you, Commander?
I just wanted to. No.
Thank you.
Continue to do your job.
I will do so. If you do need anything, I'll be your
I will
liaison.
let you know.
Thank you. She leaves.
I return to him, and
You're fine, and you're fine.
none of
Everything's
you
fine.
know who she is to me. By the
Wait,
way,
can I roll for
Oh, she knows.
telepathy?
Oh, absolutely.
she knows.
Oh.
She absolutely knows.
I mean, I think it's probably just like waves hitting you in the face.
Yeah, no, I feel like that.
I
Like,
was gonna say, can you roll for not getting a blinding headache off of me?
cradle and the silver spoon.
because I heard Cat Stevens.
It's weird. Yeah, no.
We all know what that means.
I think it's very clear you know what's going on.
I don't notice anything. That's how starships work.
It's true.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I just come over.
Because science.
and Look over his shoulder. While
Okay.
Anything cool in these logs?
You're finding a lot of activity in the logs. You're not finding any runabouts that have just come without any motherships evolved, per se.
Any warp signatures that match the one?
You have not seen any. Yeah, you have not seen any.
The warp signature did suggest that it was damaged.
Damaged.
No ships have come through with that signs of that damage.
No.
Oh, so this is a Starfleet
Yeah.
Starbase, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it's not. Is it exclusively Starfleet? Like it's run by Starfleet?
Yeah, this is Starfleet
Okay.
base.
So we're not surprised.
Yeah.
The people who are running
didn't stop here.
didn't stop here.
No, I'm not too surprised. I was just really hoping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if evidence of
the next stop
would be
is-
covered up.
Yeah.
Also, the next stop would be Romulan space.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
So, we can just check to see what other activity there's been in the area.
Yeah, I think we can also ask about how they experienced the thing,
The quake.
the space quake, right?
Yes, I
'Cause
would
they
like-
would have been, yeah.
Yes, I was curious as to whether different areas experienced the quake differently.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that is something that
Yeah.
we should check on.
I'm gonna pull the logs for.
There
I would
lots-
love. I would love to see their sensor data.
I also think we have access to some anecdotal data as well,
People logs.
experiences.
We could inquire with the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you feel that's a good idea.
If only we had a personal connection with anyone on this crew.
If only.
I'm not there.
I am.
I want to exhaust all possibilities.
Yes. We should look at sensor readings around the time of the quake, both before and after, and also see if there's any sign on whatever. This kind of tactical station, this is a station with a tactical advantage. Presumably they run fairly long distance sensors for
I mean, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right on the border with Roman in space, so yeah.
So probably they watch a good chunk of the border.
Mhm.
Can we look for further signs of that?
Yeah.
Of the quake itself and everything like that?
Oh, of the busted warp drive.
Oh, the busted warp drive.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. For this, I want you to give me a reason and security check.
You can assist. I
You
think
can
it's-
assist.
I have.
Mine's 12. I don't know.
I have warp technology focus.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
It's not really helping with sensors, though. That's if you're working on a warp
mine
engine.
is 15.
Then you should do it. Because we can do an assist, right?
You can do an assist, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do an
So you
assist.
can roll one.
Okay.
But using her warp technology knowledge, she could notice things on the sensor array aside from a direct warp signature, perhaps that would infer things that other people might not notice because of her
Could I-
expertise.
Or warp technology focus means she's really good working on warp engines.
Well,
And from
I
being
have a warp
familiar
engines
with-
focus, and warp technology seems more broad than warp engines.
Oh my god, y'all are killing me.
You know what I'm saying? Make the case. For
I mean,
it.
you are making the case. I'm
This
not
is
sure I'd
like-
buy it.
Why not?
But
I
I'll
love
let you-
persuasion.
She uses it on you.
And we both have hand-to-hand.
Fine. I will give you that. We're gonna make the difficulty 3, but I'll give you the focus. You can assist.
Okay.
Okay.
Does the focus mean extra die, or is that?
That's
It's
just
a
extra die
double-
is
double success.
Double
just a double
success.
success.
Yep.
Okay.
You can always give him a throt.
A throb.
You can always give him a
Just
throt.
really
Goes
wants
from
us to
throb.
give him some threat.
Thought.
I will say.
Honestly, yeah.
He
Let's give
does
some
already
credit on
have
this
quite a
one.
bit of there.
I know.
Take
Good.
credit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you roll 3. You'll roll 1 for the assist.
All right. And sorry, it's reason.
A reason and security.
Security. Okay.
Okay, you
Nobody saw
did
that.
great.
Nobody saw that.
Nothing hadn't gone yet.
I heard it.
That was a warm-up roll.
Oh wow,
No,
we did
that's even
that.
worse. Stop rolling. Stop rolling.
What on earth did you all roll?
Oh my god. Oh god. Even
What
on
did you say it was? Reason and security?
Reason and security.
Well,
You had 1 success. 2
I-
successes. What did you?
I
Roll a one.
I rolled a 1,
Okay, that's worth 2.
so that's 2,
Yep.
and a 20,
It's complication.
and
It's
No.
complication.
No,
No.
But not a complication, just not anything helpful.
not good.
and I rolled
Alright.
a 15, which is one above the 14 that I needed.
No, that's so unfair.
Why don't you just subtract one?
Oh yeah.
You just
So
subtract
we're
one.
sure. So we're sure.
Math your way out.
One doesn't count.
That's the complication is you
Yes.
subtract one.
The application is math.
So the 1 only counts as 2.
1 only counts as 2.
Yeah, so now we
Yep.
didn't.
Sorry about that. Yeah, well, I don't see anything in that sensor log really that's really getting anything. Complication is you actually end up somehow not actually getting in the sensor data. You're actually in replicator data. You don't know how you got into the replicator systems, but you're in replicator system. You pressed a button that should have kept you, but you're in That's just weird.
Can we switch back over? Can we roll the switch back over to regular data?
No,
No.
it's just second idea.
No, you can't.
I'm just gonna.
Okay, well, There are many forms
There are other
of
avenues.
information.
Yes. There
So,
are other
so how'd
avenues.
that? Did you find anything?
No,
Just standing nearby.
no, I did not.
Okay.
Is that
Pulls a
the
cocoa out
kind
of
of
the
rolling
replicator and
complication
sips.
that means I can't try again?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you can't keep trying.
No, that's what I thought.
Can't keep trying. You don't find anything really interesting as far as sensor data or anything in there. It's going to point you that warp signature.
All right.
Yeah. Let's look at the data on the sensor data on the quake.
Let's do the same thing. Reason and security.
I go back.
You're
to
definitely not going to get the focus on that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down nearby.
Difficulty 2 on this one.
Who's helping? Reason security.
Technically the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 successes.
1 success.
Hey, that's some momentum.
First of the
That is some
game.
You don't
momentum.
get a lot of momentum when we just talk for most of the game.
I feel like we should get momentum for really good moments.
I do too.
I agree.
Momentum.
Into it.
Yeah.
Into
that's
it.
For
right.
those moments.
Very dramatic moments should get a momentum. Or really funny moments.
Yeah.
We've had lots of those this episode.
Proposed.
Yeah. Proposed.
Seconded.
Let's put it in.
We all have
Thanks,
faith.
y'all.
I believe we have a quorum.
Fairly so.
This is
So,
great
in your
democracy.
data about the quake, you do find that the quake hit the Starbase. You
Okay.
do find that the records, even though the quake hit, they were not able to get much outside of the actual event horizon. Once it hit,
Yeah.
nothing. But they were able to pinpoint that the effects of the quake did extend a little bit into Romulan space. You're really looking at the farthest point of where the effects of the quake were just into Romulan space.
Wait, say that again. About the bit just beyond.
The end of the effect was just in Romulan space. And based on everything, it's not like it was a declining effect. It's like it hit a point, stopped.
It's because the wave should have propagated until the energy was dispersed.
Or it just hit a point and stopped.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, it means
It means
so-
it hit something and was dispersed by something.
It could have been a test.
Rather effective test. Was
have
it the
have we gotten any other information on where else in Federation space was affected? Like, did we get any information on what the range was?
I mean, you have. It was a very widespread event. I mean, if you're looking at the map, find your point off Kronos, go all the way up into Romulan space and draw a circle.
Okay, so that basically aligns with the data that we already had.
Yep.
That it
But you're saying that
stopped.
this doesn't fit necessarily with the circle.
You haven't had any data from Romulan space before now.
Yeah.
This is the first you've actually seen any data that shows that there was an effect within Romulan space.
So basically, it just completes the circle.
Pretty much, yeah.
But now that
Okay.
we're looking at it, we see that it's just right inside.
Right.
So like, maybe Nequencia was hit, but not a lot else.
Maybe.
But the wave stopped this like at the edge of Romulan space and in an arc into Federation space, or did it keep going way further?
It stopped. What you actually notice, you know what, spend that momentum for more information.
More information.
What you're actually noticing when you put together all of the data is that when the quake happened, it happened simultaneously at every point in the sector.
Whoa.
And then it ended simultaneously at every point in the sector.
So it wasn't like a
So it's
front
not like
that-
a wave.
It
Yeah.
is a event. And it's
Flash.
Oh wow.
That's quite the anomaly.
It is quite the anomaly.
Fascinating.
That makes me think that.
Let's jump to Kate.
So I'm going to their sick bay.
Oh yeah, the chief medical officer is there, so you come in. Chief, can I help you?
Chief.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Rank as commander, thank you.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed as a fellow CMO that.
I prefer to be called by my rank.
Okay.
Man, you're CMO?
Yes.
Where?
Aboard the Mazu.
The who?
The USS Mazu?
That's a ship.
Constellation class.
Okay. What can I do for you?
Shade.
We're here investigating possible stolen shuttlecraft, and we're seeing if it might have come through this way. We have a couple of suspects who might have been injured en route, so I thought I'd come in, check, see if anyone matching their description or genetic profile.
Sure. What's the description you got?
I show him we have a human and possible Andorian, human female.
Okay. No, haven't seen her.
And, okay.
Andorian? Nope. Haven't seen it.
Well, it was a long shot anyway, but also figured as long as we're here, docked at the base, that we should go ahead and do a resupply.
Do you have requisitions for that?
Sure. And I've got my manifest here.
All right. Who approved this?
Captain Rawl.
Captain All? All right. Okay. We'll get it ready for you. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you.
He goes off and he gets ready. It doesn't take him too long before he comes back, and you got a pallet of supplies, if you will. There you go. You need help with that?
No, do you have a freight transporter or?
Yeah, no. We've got a lift over there. You can take that.
Okay, appreciate it.
Just bring it back.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones got broken, so
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Chief?
No, I'm afraid not. Thank you. You've been very, very helpful.
Thanks.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what I'm here for. I'm glad we could help you.
What was the name again, Commander?
I forgot to write it down.
That's a weird name.
Well, Commander forgot to write it down. It's been a pleasure working with you. I'll swing by next time I'm in the sector.
Commander Bob.
Commander Bob?
Commander Bob.
Agent of Hydra?
All right. You just let me know if you need anything else.
No, sure. I'll just get these on over to the Mazu and bring the pallet back to you.
Sounds great. We'll log this received. Thank you.
Thank you.
Heading off. Let's jump back to you three. What's going on with you three?
Puzzling.
Puzzling?
Puzzling over the fact that it wasn't a wave, that it was a...
Simultaneous.
Right, which...
I'm gonna ping Commander Newman, ask for report, status update.
This is Commander Newman.
This is the captain. Have you found anything else so far?
Not as much as I would have hoped. It doesn't seem like the runabout passed here close enough for the long-range sensors to pick up, even with the damage and the signature markings. I don't believe we're going to find exactly what we need here. What's particularly troubling is we have more data on the quake event. And it would seem that it happened at all places within a radius of where we found the ship at the same time. So it wasn't a wave that exploded out from the damaged runabout, but was initiated there and then hit every place within its radius simultaneously. Right on the radius edge, right on the edge of Romulan space.
So it's almost as if a series of quake bombs, if you will, detonated at the same time?
No, it's just
Not
the
even
one,
a series,
and it's just the explosion was so significant, or the event was so significant, that it took up nearly light years of space.
That's highly unusual.
I would say so. It makes me wonder about the nature of not only what was being worked on our original mission, but how it affects the nature of space-time itself. An event like this happening at all places at once, it goes against...
The implications are staggering.
Yeah,
Several laws of physics.
Well, send us the data that you have. I'll see if the Klingon ships in the area have any information they can give. And, well, it sounds like this might be a time for me to come down anyway, so...
Yes, I'm afraid to unless we get any new information, the conclusion is that they went in. They did escape into Romulan space for some reason, and I don't know if there's a good solution.
Have you spoken to any of the leadership on the Starbase about this yet?
No, we're still trying to keep as much confidential as possible.
Of course, of course. Okay. Well, I'll check in with the Klingon ship, and I'll rendezvous on the Starbase directly after.
Aye, aye.
Captain out.
So, Captain, you're gonna call into the Klingons and
Yep.
relay that info?
Yeah, I'll relay the info, and I also kind of want to add to that message, y'all seen anything? But in Starfleetese.
In Starfleetese, Starfleet talk.
Y'all seen
Y'all seen something out there?
Y'all been outside, look up at the sky, see them lights?
I don't know if y'all know this, but we're in space. It's very unexpected.
It's the day of the trek, y'all.
It's the day of the trek.
Klingons respond with no additional info. Pretty much what you found, there's nothing more additional that you're getting from them.
Cool.
Yeah. Klingons aren't really known for great center logs anyway. So,
Yeah, they're good at, I guess, destroying them, right?
you know. So are you going down to the Starbase now? Are you going to make that appointment?
Yep, I'm gonna make the appointment. I'm gonna do it. I'm done digesting.
Okay. All right. So you're going to head down, I'm assuming beaming. Who's going to be in command?
Let's see.
Send me back.
Do you want to go back?
I mean, that's your call.
That's kind of the process. Yeah, I'll
I'm
swap
done if
with the
I need-
EXO.
Okay.
And you want to come back as well?
I mean, I'm not of much more use over
You
here.
gotta
so
bring stuff back.
I've got-
Yeah, you got to haul stuff back out anyway. Okay, yeah, let's I'll tag those two out and bring them back in.
Okay. So you two are heading
Sure,
back to
you
the
too.
ship. Beaming over.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're beaming over as well.
Yep.
And that's one of the technicians in the ward. But by the way, would you mind taking this back to sickbay when we're going?
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure, Chief.
Not the goods on it. I'm taking those with me.
I mean, sure. It's just
Okay, making
mean-
friends.
ensign.
Just since I'm
Are
already.
Are we there?
Where are you? Tell me where you are.
Did we? So if he's going back to transport back, that we would be meeting with.
If
him,
you want,
the
you can do what you
transporter?
want. You got so much.
Or I'm at a separate transporter because I'm transporting these goods. Or
Yeah, they
what is
have
that?
different transporters for personnel and goods.
Okay, yeah, you're on your own.
All right, yeah. So I go take care of the freight thing. I'll go ahead and take the pallet back to him and then meet them at
All right.
the
Fair enough.
personal shuttle bay.
And where are you guys at?
Shuttle bay. Teleporter bay.
I guess we can stay and ask some more questions.
I'm pressuring Izzy.
By staring
There's a
at
throbbing in the back of your
We'll stay and
skull.
ask some more questions.
There's
Sounds good.
For now, that's the decision, and then we'll get back to that after this scene happens.
Captain.
but
So,
this
Captain-
is our scene.
The scene is happening. It's right now.
here.
Right
Two
now.
scenes.
Captain, you are beaming down to the Starbase. You made the arrangements, and they make the arrangement to meet you in their quarters. They have some quarters that they've reserved on one of the rings on the Starbase. You go there, and it does open up, and you see your father standing there. Lenara.
Father, it's been a long time.
Yes, it has. Welcome. Thank you for meeting us. Come on in.
I walk in.
And your mother is there as well. She smiles politely.
Hello.
Hello, Lenara.
To be honest, this invitation caught me completely by surprise.
It has been a while.
It's been a while. You're out here on Starbase 234, which is not Trill. And surely you know by now I have joined with the symbiont.
Well, yes, of course.
Yes.
We're very clear that you've made your choices.
Yes.
And we just wanted to speak with you. Is that so wrong?
No, it's not. I apologize for being defensive, but given our history, I'm sure you can understand my hesitation.
Of course. I can completely understand your hesitation, throwing away everything we taught you. I understand your hesitation to meet with us, of course.
Well, since it seems like we understand each other, What?
Please, have a seat. Some nice food laid out for you. They just sit down. So, tell us what you've been up to, how things been going.
It's very exciting at Starfleet. I've made captain.
Clearly.
I'm working with a wonderful team of senior officers. The work is challenging but exciting, and I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Are you?
I am, yeah.
Or is it the other thing?
There's a happiness that's hard to articulate in the situation that I am and given who I am right now. But it is a joy, and it is a fulfillment, and it is a sense of purpose that I wasn't sure I'd ever reach in this lifetime.
Did we do such a bad job you couldn't find it on your own?
No. It just wasn't my path. If anything, the example that you set by adhering to your own beliefs and in the face of everything, going against years of tradition and the cultural mainstream, it's inspired me to stick to my own guns and to really clarify my own sense of direction and purpose and goals in life. And I suppose I have you to thank for that in part.
So this is our fault. They look at each other. This is our fault then. I see.
Or
I apologize. I shouldn't be so aggressive towards you. It's just hard for us to understand when you say your dreams and your goals as to who's really talking right now. You understand?
it is me.
It doesn't feel like you, Lenore. It doesn't feel like the little girl we raised.
Well, it's been a long time since the little girl you raised was living under your roof. A lot has happened since then. Not just the joining, but being part of Starfleet. I've been on so many adventures. I've met so many other different races, been to planets and parts of space that I had only dreamed of when I was a child. Those experiences would impact and affect anybody.
At the expense of your family, though.
You know that wasn't my choice.
It's all, well, I shouldn't even say it's all your choice. I don't know where your choice begins and ends now.
Why did you really ask me down here?
Again, apologies, Lenara. We feel very strongly about things. We just really just wanted to talk. Things have been taking shape at home, and we just wanted to... We felt we needed to talk to you.
Is something happening on Trill that would affect me in a way that...
Well, we're making progress, finally. People are starting to listen. And it's just, we're a long way from our goals, clearly. But at least people have started to listen. Not so much in government, but people outside of the government. And that, many times, is just as important.
Well, you've always been very persuasive. I certainly get my persuasion focused from you.
Weird.
Sorry, a little metagaming there.
But things have been, well, we have made progress, as I said, and we feel that it's a time to have a conversation, to really talk about your choices, and to really talk about why you've done what you've done, and what that means.
Is the past as important as the future?
Yes. In this case, yes.
With the progress that you've made, are you trying to tell me that I'm at risk?
I feel like you were at risk the moment you put that thing inside of you.
I understand how and why you can feel that way and how that conforms to your beliefs. If anything, it has been a blessing and an enhancement in ways I don't expect you to understand, but that are very real and true for me. Just as your beliefs are real and true for you.
Yes, but our beliefs are important to the future of our people. Your beliefs do nothing for our people.
Historically, they have done a great deal for our people.
Historically, they've kept us enslaved.
It's clear we're not going to see eye to eye on this. If you have any actionable information or anything that I need to know in order to protect myself, forgive me if I feel a little bit threatened here, but everything that you are and what you stand for, I am the antithesis of that. Everything that you've wanted to do and change and Trill society is in direct opposition to the choices that I've made. I understand that. I accept that. I will live with the consequences of that as it relates to my family and my home world. But the choice that I made to join with the symbiont goes so far beyond me as Lenara, me as a Trill. Joining Starfleet has expanded that as well. I am committed to this path and to this cause. And I'm not going to turn back.
So no regrets.
Of course there are some regrets. But if the only way to change that or to make amends would be to backtrack on this decision, I don't think I'd be able to agree to that today. And I don't know if that's what you were going to ask me, but...
Well, backtracking isn't really an option for Trill.
Right.
Part of the problem, they lock us in, and there's no change. There's nothing we can do. But you made your choices. You're committed to your choices.
I have.
Well, we've committed to our choices as well, and we will clearly never see eye to eye. But we have made progress, and we are moving forward, and I hoped you could at least see some of the value in that.
Well, what kind of progress are you talking about? What does moving forward entail?
People are starting to listen. People who have been disaffected by you, by the joining of Trill and Symbiont, those people that disaffected are finally starting to listen. And there are a growing number of us. And we have made more friends. And I just felt that it was time that we needed to have the conversation. Whether or not I knew you were on the Mazu, we heard about your promotion, and we were able to track you down here. We do have connections within the government and therefore Starfleet that were able to point us here, and I'm glad we were able to finally meet you. Please, we've talked enough. Let's at least just have dinner. Enjoy.
Okay.
Let's go back to you two.
Okay, so Sean was the lieutenant that greeted us when we got here. What, at the introduction, what was the specific role? Because she said she would be our interface for any further investigation.
Right. She is the, what's the word? She basically is the assistant for the Admiral. She's an XO for the Admiral, if you will. Cool.
And that's the Admiral who is based here but is in charge of the sector?
Yeah, he's a fleet admiral, so he's in charge of a lot of ships within that area. So fleet admiral.
It's a fleet admiral who's based out of that state. So not like Davis. It's a different.
They're similar in rank.
Similar in rank, but the function is different.
Function's
Because Davis
different,
is
yeah.
over an area, whereas it's a fleet that's just based here because it's a intersection of three big old groups. Okay.
Easy.
Okay. Then I will need to contact her to ask some follow-up questions. What were the follow-up questions? What do we still need to know? We need to know
what it felt like what the experience was.
We
of
should see if the
of
damage
the-
was as extensive here as it
Yeah,
was
exactly.
there. 'Cause
I mean, it
think
tore our engines apart. What was it like here? Just to get an idea of. We know now the perimeter of where it's hit, but if it was similar types of damage, right? If it hit different places in different ways. And then, also if there have perhaps been, we didn't get any sort of warp signature, but presumably there are eyes around here if there's been anyone seen, not here,
Do you think
but
it'd be
around.
appropriate to give them the identifying markers of that warp signature and have them continue to look for it, just in case, or would that be a bad idea given the nature of our mission?
I think it really depends on how much relationship building you feel like doing right now.
Well,
I think, at this point, what we know about who we're following is confidential, but that we're following people. There was an event that can't be denied.
I mean,
And we've actually got...
all we have to say is we're following the lead from that site.
Suspicious equipment was found at the center of where this... We're following that trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually makes it easier.
Yeah.
You might choose to include a few other questions in there as well.
I have assumed since meeting you that you reviewed my Starfleet record.
Yes.
And also saw my connections to other Starfleet officers.
Yes.
Including the
Yes.
lieutenant. I have been told that my reasoning is flawed for some of the decisions that I've made. But ultimately, they were made out of an abundance of caution, possibly an overabundance of caution, for her sake. And the sake of her thee.
Izzy. I don't need an explanation from you.
I know.
If you're practicing one, may I say, that's perhaps not the route to take.
I am honestly surprised that I managed to stay quite so far out of the loop. I thought I had kept up, but apparently I didn't.
Yeah,
And that is upsetting.
I know.
And I don't want to interfere with her work and her life.
I don't think that she is upset with you for interfering.
Will I be interfering now?
Am I the one to ask?
You're the only one here.
I know. I think you could look at this as an opportunity to perhaps engage with somebody that you saw a very good excuse. I mean, you keep talking yourself out of interacting with her.
Oh, I definitely have to speak with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question of whether I keep it completely professional or bring up other things which might not be welcome at the moment.
Could you keep it completely professional, given the nature of your relationship? to begin with.
Yes.
Really? Is it ever truly just professional?
I can be professional.
It's not a question of whether or not you can be professional. It is, can your relationship ever be solely professional?
I believe so.
Interesting. That's one to examine later. Yeah?
There are nuances, yes, but
Can you act professional? Sure. Can you be professional? Only, right? So perhaps there's some middle ground between pretending like you don't have a personal relationship and then going into what has made everyone upset for the last period of time.
well, the thing is, I didn't think anyone was upset. I thought by removing myself, I was protecting my family from the repercussions of my actions. I guess it didn't occur to me that they wouldn't appreciate that. She was just starting her career. I didn't want to endanger it.
Again, it's that all or nothing. But it's really not about, at this point, may I say, I don't think it's actually about you.
Okay. Well, we can ask our questions, and I can extend an offer to talk more.
May I also recommend, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe don't decide before you interact with her. Maybe let her have some input into what happens as well. I wonder if that might be at the, it seems that you've made a lot of decisions for the both of you.
I see.
And I think you're trying to make all of the decisions for the both of you still.
Yes, I see that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Yes. We're going to find her.
Okay, it's pretty easy. You get to the command center, and once you open it up, she is there at her station working.
Lieutenant.
Commander,
We have some more questions, some follow-up questions for our investigation.
of course. What can I do for you, Commander?
We were, we've been investigating the quake that went through the area. We're trying to determine basically what it looked like from different perspectives to see what we can learn about the nature of it. And we've actually already learned some surprising new information just from the sensor data that we've already gotten here. I was wondering if we could learn a bit more from you. Specifically, how was it experienced here? What our ship was quite badly crippled.
The station was offline for hours.
What was the extent of the damage, and what did it look like?
A lot of damage for hours.
Perhaps that would be a better question for
Can you be more
engineers.
specific?
Well, we experienced basically parts of the ship just sort of coming out of alignment with themselves. Pieces of equipment that just sort of broke. It took out all electronic components, whether they were actually connected to the rest of the ship or not. Did you experience the same thing?
That would be accurate.
Okay. So life support, gravity, all of that, emergency systems, all
Correct.
up. And it took about how long? Well, we can
we should probably talk to engineering staff here for technical details.
They might have more on the technical
Yes.
details.
So if you could get us in contact with someone on your engineering crew, that would be useful. Also, do you have were there scans taken afterwards that might have additional information about the damage done to the ship?
I'm sorry, scans taken after the quake when our systems were offline?
No, once the systems were brought back online, did you do any further scans, investigation to see what?
That's Starfleet protocol, yes, we did.
Yes, so if we could see that as well, that would be useful.
Of course.
On a personal note, if you are interested in having any further conversation with me,
If I'm interested in having a conversation with you,
I have a lot I did not explain.
you mean nothing?
Yurthavan has tried to tell me so many times that I was foolish and in making this decision, and I am frankly mortified that I managed to fall so behind in keeping up with news of your career, but the reason that I did what I did was to I don't want to bother you while you're on duty. If you want to continue
it's too late for that. You've already bothered me all
I know.
doing.
I don't want to bother you further. If when you are off duty you would like to continue this conversation, I would like to, but only if you want to as well. I'm sorry. Sensor data and contact and engineering. That is what we need.
Of course. Transfer it to you as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yeah, of course, Commander. Anytime. If you need anything else, you know where to find me. Or you can just keep running away.
I'll just go wait somewhere else.
I actually have a few more questions. So,
Commander, what can I do for you?
just curious, is there any, how far out from the Starbase do you scout or do you monitor?
We have long-range scans because of our position within the borders of Romulan and Klingon space. The Romulans do jam most of those scans.
Have there been any crossings that you could tell within your...
Crossings?
Mhm.
Outside of the Romulan envoy who is stationed on this base, crossings don't happen.
Oh, there's a Romulan envoy on this base?
Yes.
Interesting. And nothing has been sensed?
Nothing. Are you trying to say that there are ships crossing the neutral zone between Federation and Romulan space without our knowing about it?
No, I was asking if there were any that you did know about that perhaps had not been necessarily granted that. Okay.
No, that would have caused a lot more consternation than we would have expected.
Sure. I just didn't expect you to share it with me without asking.
Because no one would cross the Romulan neutral zone.
Of course they wouldn't.
Where could they have gone if they...
I feel like you're holding something back, Commander. Is there something you actually need from us?
What, scams? Probably.
Yes, information. We have a just infuriating lack of information in this
What's
case.
that like?
How do we roll for passive aggressive?
What do you think he's been using his threat for?
The biggest threat of all.
Aggression is passive.
Super passive.
Can I roll against jerk?
Yeah. No, we.
How long have you been in this role? I'm just curious.
I've now been here 2 years.
2 years?
It was after my bondmate died.
And where were you stationed before this?
I do know that, and I say it wherever it is.
I don't remember it off the top of my head. I have to look it up. So
And you are the EXO?
yes,
Congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to hear.
I'm not even here, and I'm here. I still have to hear all this.
Why are we cringing, Commander?
The feels are so strong in this one.
It's happening everywhere at once, not as a pulsar.
Look at appearance. Why is it happening? And just nobody. Once you were back online, did you? I'm assuming you aided stranded ships
Of course,
nearby.
of course.
Were there any going out into the, how far, was there anything in the neutral zone that needed rescuing? I'm just curious.
No, there's very little in the neutral
Yeah,
zone.
okay.
The neutral zone.
Well, thank you. Just curious if any, and I mean, we've got the obvious anomaly, and we're just curious about any potential other anomalies that might have been.
Of course, we have not seen any additional
Okay.
anomalies.
We would have seen in the sensor data from before if they had to assist
Thank
a
you.
runabout.
You know,
right?
there
no,
are-
this is out of character. I'm asking
Okay.
a question.
Well, I
We
really
would
wish
have
it was
seen-
in character because I had a response.
Okay. Did we see anything in the sensor data about a civilian?
Well, one of
runabout?
them we messed up, is all I'm gonna say.
What civilian ship are you talking about? What civilian ship?
We're looking for a runabout. We saw. Oh, did I not give you? I didn't. I forgot. I hand over the
Warp signature.
the warp signature sensor data. This warp signature was found. Was found by the Klingons leaving the
Ground zero
the epicenter
for all,
of
yeah.
the quake.
Okay.
So if you have seen any sign of this warp signature, or if you see them in the future, that information.
Well,
would
let
be,
me run.
Yes.
Let me check. And she starts working on the thing. Anything else while I'm looking at this?
I don't know. Is there anything else? They're all different kinds of information.
How was your day? What did you have for breakfast? Are you making friends at Starbase?
Oh, I'm so sorry about your bondmate.
Are you eating enough?
I'm very sorry to hear about your bondmate.
So was I.
Okay. She's persuading you so
Daggers,
hard.
daggers, daggers.
So hard.
Sensor logs. That is odd. Hold on. She starts working pretty furiously with the boards. These are wrong.
Things are wrong?
This is wrong. There's.
In what way? There have been many wrong things.
I'm getting there. Yeah, just give me a second. Someone deleted entries here.
What?
I knew it.
But they couldn't. They don't have access. How could?
Can you input this Klingon opera? And
you have what?
Oh, sir, that was out of character.
Oh,
What?
what do you mean?
What?
That was in the language of Riff.
Oh, in the language of Riff.
What
Familiar with
kind of
that.
information should be there and isn't?
I'm seeing sensor logs that are gone, and I'm seeing docking logs that are missing.
Docking logs here and
Yes.
sensor logs here.
Yes. Someone has changed things. I need to investigate. If you will excuse me, I
Yes.
need
Yes.
to
Please do.
investigate
Yes.
this.
If there is anything you find that we are cleared to know about, please do share.
I'll pass it along.
If there also is anything else you would like to share,
Any fences that you'd like to bend?
I do need to run back to the ship to check on something.
but I'm sure you'll have time available later.
Yes.
Should there be any kind of conversation,
Yes.
whether it's related to these logs or otherwise?
I see what you're doing.
Well,
She
I'm
is
being very direct.
Yes. You're being very direct. It seems pretty pointless.
Anomalies happen.
Right now, what matters is this investigation, and I would like to have further conversation, but
But there'll be a reason. I'll transfer it.
but
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
yes, when you're off duty,
I'll be off duty.
huh? And I go.
Oh yeah, no, we're walking.
We're walking. We're walking.
we're walking. We're walking.
Like a
Okay,
swing style.
let's jump back to the ship. What are you doing?
I've been looking at it over the sensor data
Mm-hmm.
and jumping to conclusions, which I decided is a character trait.
Yes.
I've been doing it before. I've done it before. I do it a lot, but I have like a list of.
Can you write it down as like your
Possibilities.
focus?
Jumping to
It
conclusions.
might be a value. I may have to replace one of my values.
See, there's a mat with various conclusions,
Oh God.
and
Jump
you
to it.
jump to the.
Made a millionaire. But yeah, I just have I'm just like jumping to these different conclusions, some of which I think are actually pretty legit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
but I don't have anybody to talk to about it.
You're just by yourself on the bridge.
Unless there's an NPC that wants to talk to
Oh,
me.
there's always people on the bridge.
Oh, who's the science? Who's another science officer?
Science officer is the. Who's the science officer on board?
there anybody
I don't
who's
have my
like-
roster with me?
into like big astrophysics stuff.
Big astrophysics guy. Let me see who we've got in that. Storell.
Yeah, you've got the Vulcan.
Vulcan Storell.
All right.
Yep.
He's more
Okay.
into linguistics.
We
but
know
yeah.
how well you like getting along with Vulcans.
That's right.
I like
That's right.
Vulcans just
Vulcans
fine.
are good.
Yeah.
I like
Okay, we were
Storell is
talking
sitting there just listening to you.
Some of my questions are more about the behavior of Dr. Jennifer Prescott.
Ah, yes.
I got it. Don't look at anything.
God,
You
that's big.
have a notebook
Big.
No,
now.
I didn't write down Jennifer Prescott yet, though. The behavior of Jennifer Prescott and her associate. Why would they, first of all, travel into Klingon space after escaping the Starbase? It's a big question. Why would they do that? Secondly, when they got to Klingon space, why would they then initiate the event, the spacequake? And after that, why would they then head towards Romulan space?
These are all very logical questions, and I'm sure they have logical answers.
I'm not sure if they do.
Well, let's begin with the first.
Yes.
Why would they go to Romulan space after leaving a starbase in Federation space?
Well, Klingon space.
Klingon space,
Right.
yes.
Why?
Why would they? Why would they leave Federation space for Klingon space?
Because they were afraid of something.
Potentially. What would they be afraid of in the Federation?
They may have been. However, they were attacked by Orion pirates who were being supported by the Romulans.
Is there something that we're missing from that, though? I wasn't in the away team, so I was not even on board ship at the time of this event happened, so I'm not entirely clear. It's more of a question.
Yes. Well, it is possible that the Romulans were cleaning house, that it was their ship, and they were just escaping, not only the Orion pirates, but also knowing that Starfleet was going to come and stop the hostilities.
Query. How did the Orion pirates know of a secret base?
Another great question.
Query. How did the Orion pirates get on the secret base?
From what I can tell, they forced their way in.
And how did they get off?
We fought them. We fought a few.
They beamed.
They beamed out.
with
They beamed out.
They beamed on and they beamed.
And was their shuttlecraft recovered?
They didn't have a shuttle.
I don't believe they had a shuttlecraft.
Then how did they get
They beamed
on?
in?
How would they have beamed in?
They must have destroyed the shields first.
But how could they have... Odd.
Or perhaps
Because correct me if I'm wrong, Commander, but there was no way for you to beam on this station.
that is true.
And they beamed off the station. There was no shuttle or any way for them to be on the station.
Maybe they were always there. Maybe it was just an Orion Pirates research vessel and they were
Doesn't
cleaning it
seem-
out.
Orions are not known for
Well, they,
scientific inquiry.
They had the boosters.
they may have stolen kidnapped the scientists.
Or they were
Or
in
somebody,
cahoots.
or somebody let them in.
Right.
Who was running in charge of the station?
Yeah.
So they were running from something.
Yes. And which leads me to the question about the setting off the event.
Of course.
Could that have just been a way to just like a smoke screen to get them to buy time?
That would be a very significant smokescreen and not...
Would it not?
It would be very significant.
It would be, but in desperate times.
Wouldn't that draw more attention? Would it be logical for them to create an event that would cause attention?
It draws attention, but allows them time to escape.
Valid point.
And also, it's related, I think I may have said this before, the Orion pirates supported by Romulans, why would people who attacked essentially by the Romulans head towards Romulan space? They may not have actually gotten there.
Potentially that is true. If the runabout was damaged, there was a chance that they may not have made it to the base yet.
More important questions.
Yes.
Well, perhaps. Other questions.
Other questions?
About the event itself.
Yes.
It happened at all places within a radius at the same time. I think the position was chosen specifically to affect Federation space and the Klingons, but not Romulan space. The radius ended just outside the neutral zone.
Interesting.
The fact that it was not a wave means that it limits the possibility of what it could be.
Valid.
It could be some sort of time-space distortion, but I know that's a fairly general term.
It is.
There's also a possibility that it was a dimensional shift, which may have explained the type of damage that we saw, an instantaneous dimensional shift.
It's a very large area.
Massive.
Massive area.
And would require an amount of energy that I don't think a runabout could possibly have on it.
I would imagine not. We aren't even capable of making dimensional shifts like that.
And I would say a boosted EMP, but that's a wave.
That would be a wave, of course. What are other events that don't behave particularly as waves?
Well, it's quantum events.
Quantum events, subspace events.
Yes.
Quantum events, subspace events. Yes, they both.
And I would argue that a dimensional shift too.
Potentially, I think that would be in the theoretical phase, but that is a valid possibility.
It's also possible that if it is a dimensional shift of some sort, that it relates to the nature of the escape.
You're positing that the dimensional shift would be a way that they could move through dimensions to escape.
Or unintentionally swap.
You're imagining a mirror universe event.
I mean, there's evidence for it.
There is. There are many records of it happening.
Yes. And then those that... You're so happy. I'm just jumping to conclusions, though. This is not right.
Medieval cave.
I'm not right.
I will say none of the previous encounters with the mirror universe have been from this type of event.
No, they haven't. But it would be one of the only reasons that they would head towards Ramen in space, because if they were the doppelgangers, instead of being part of the Federation, they would be part of the Romulan Empire. I don't know if it holds together.
I think it depends on who we're speaking about.
I think so too. Just some ideas.
Of course, Commander, I appreciate you trusting in me to banter, if you will, back and forth with these concepts.
It's not my specialty.
But clearly you have taken the time to learn your craft in this field.
I know just enough to get things wrong. If you put the alien body in front of me, I probably can tell you where the stomach is, or if it even has a stomach, within a few moments. But if you ask me about advanced quantum theory, I'm going to have to refer to some books.
I completely understand, Commander. One of the constant and persistent flaws of humans is the ability to know enough to get things wrong. Respect
Vulcan shade.
Come on, a Vulcan would totally say that.
I don't disagree with him.
But I do appreciate you taking the time.
Well, mull it over. I know about
Of course.
my pet ideas, but if you have anything better, I would, of course, love to hear it.
I would love to continue the discussion at some point in the future.
Certainly, have at the sensor data.
Thank you, sir. I will. I will dive into that immediately. Gets to work. Where are you?
I am in sick bay, sorting through the resupply goods.
Okay.
And putting aside what we actually need,
Got it.
and
Okay.
sending communication back. Package received.
Got it. Okay. Let's go back to the base for you two. What are you doing right now?
I need to get back to the ship. I
Okay.
need to retrieve something from my quarters.
Go back to the ship and retrieve them then.
Would I be able to figure out approximately what her schedule is, or would I need to ask someone?
I mean, you can make an assumption. I mean, she's on duty now, so you're kind of know what duty schedules are like.
Can I find someone else in that command area that's not obviously within view or earshot of her that I could inquire as to how long the shift?
You can
still
try
has?
anything you like.
I would like to find someone. Oh, you know what? She gave us an engineering contact. You should talk to that person before I go back to the ship. In fact, yeah, let's go talk to engineering.
Okay.
Okay, you heading down to engineering?
Yeah.
Okay, you head down to engineering. Chief down there is Stellan Derry. Just waiting on you. You come in. Stellan's working fairly hard on all the things that engineers are working on.
Okay. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I am Lieutenant Commander Izotiak from the Mazu. This is my colleague, Commander Morgan.
Close friends.
Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
We are.
This entire station is just populated with dicks.
So easy today. I'm sorry.
It's a bunch of smarmy jerks.
Welcome to 234.
I basically got knocked on my butt in the first scene and have stayed there. We are investigating the quake.
Yes.
I was hoping to get a little more technical detail from you about what you experienced here on the station
Okay.
for comparison.
Sure.
We would like to. What was the nature of the damage that you ran into?
It was massive, system-wide damage. All systems were affected. All electrical systems knocked off. Even non-integrated systems were completely knocked. There were structural shifts, if you will, across the.
Basically, do we just hash out that the exact same thing happened on the station?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. What other information do you need?
Do you know my daughter?
How's she doing? Does she make friends?
Just out of curiosity, the shift that is currently on, about what time will it be ending? The personnel shift.
Any reason?
Huh?
Any reason you need to know?
I would like to talk to someone who's currently on duty, and I don't want to disrupt their workday.
Do they want to talk to you?
It's a personal matter.
Okay, excuse me, Commander, I just maybe feel a little odd. I don't know you, and I don't know who you want to talk to, and I don't know if I'm going to be putting them in a bad situation by giving you this information. I mean...
Valid.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, give me some more information, maybe I can help you out, but I don't know you, I don't know what's going on, so, I'm sure you can ask the Admiral, and if they want to give you duty rosters, they can give you duty rosters, and that will be fine.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anything else?
Was there any other information that we needed from engineering?
We're in engineering. It's not mine.
You were there for the previous conversation, and I can't. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. If you need anything else, let me know.
I'll give you a call.
Except for duty rosters.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Admiral says okay.
Thanks.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. Then now I'm going to go back to the ship.
Going back to the ship. Okay. Back to the ship. Where are you going?
Oh, going back to the
Going
ship.
back to the ship.
Yeah.
What are you getting on the ship?
I go back to my quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So just, I don't want to roleplay this out, but when I hear you're coming back, I meet you at Transporter Bay, and I walk with you, telling you my pet theories.
All the theories.
That you just
Awesome.
heard, and then I wait for you to get whatever you need out of your
So
quarters, and I walk you back.
I walk into my quarters. I retrieve. So there's up on one of the shelves. There's a bowl of rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and next to it there is a small box.
Mm-hmm.
And I pick up that small box and I take it with me, and I go back to the transporter room. And I am smiling and
That's
nodding.
possible that this is the reason.
This all sounds fascinating. I am happy to continue this conversation when I get back.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
I just need your input. And yours if you have any.
I've already left.
And hers if she has any.
Lord.
You just abandoned me? Is that what happened?
He was very focused on you, and by the time he thought to look to me to check at one of the theories with me, I was gone.
All right. Then I'm gonna go back over to the station by myself.
I know what you're gonna do anyway.
All right. What are you going to do back at the station?
I swing by the command center. She's still there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does the station have public? All right. Is there I guess there's a public area.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that I could hang out that I would be likely to that I could still sort of keep an eye on? Is there somewhere that I could fairly inconspicuously hang out and see people coming out of the command center?
I mean, inconspicuously, sure.
Is there basically
You're not
Is
going to be
there-
hiding.
no?
But,
Is there basically is there a public space where it would be relatively normal for someone to just hang out?
Sure, you're on a starbase, you're a commander, you can go
But
there.
would it be
Yes, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna wait, and review that sensor data
Mhm.
with the box until she's off her shift.
Okay, and you're reviewing the sensor data. This is the data that she gave you,
Yeah.
right? She has marked areas in there where it's very clear that there was a manipulation of data. There are sensor logs that have been wiped, and there are docking protocols that have been wiped.
Is okay, so it's basically like something came in and that's been like something probably docked here and that's been removed.
Mhm.
And you know what? I'm not actually paying attention to any of this right now anyway. But we can review that information later. And yeah, I'm basically just waiting for her.
Eventually her shift does end, and she does leave, and she's talking with some people, and she just starts heading down the hall.
I get up and follow.
You follow her down. She at a distance, or
As soon as she walks out, I stand and sort of wait. If she's with other people, if she chooses to blow me off, then.
I mean, she's with other people. She sees you wave.
A moment.
She motions to her friends, and they reluctantly leave. But she says, "Yes, Commander."
You're off duty now.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. So here's the thing. Family reputation is important. I had a very successful career until I did not. You had just graduated, and I was terrified that your connection to me would jeopardize you and your new career. I have been in touch with your Thavan. Continuously. We speak pretty frequently. He has told me many times that I am foolish for continuing to keep my distance, and honestly, I have written him off until today when I realized that I didn't know that you were here. I hand her the box. I have kept collecting these for you. I can't believe I've gone 20 years now. I kept collecting these for you because I knew that I would catch up with you eventually, once I felt that I had restored my name. And maybe I just haven't done enough to feel like I had restored it, or maybe I grew complacent out on the fringes doing nothing. But these were some of my favorites, and I picked them for you. The ones I thought you would be particularly interested in based on the thing that we did together when you were a child. They're rocks. They're more rocks from places I've been and travelers I've met. I don't know how to even begin to make amends. But I would like to. I am so proud of you. I was proud of you then, and that's why I've left, and now that I say it out loud, it sounds so stupid.
Yeah, I was stupid.
It's really stupid, isn't it?
He's really stupid.
What? What we're doing right now
Just stop. Just. I have a rock collection in my quarters. Would you like to come see it?
Yes, please.
Come on.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
And recover.
That was good stuff.
Yeah. Let's jump back at the Mazu real quick.
How can we follow up this moment?
With your exciting things. We're just having a good day.
I'm just waiting for you to get back from the
Wait until you
start.
get back. Cade's back.
I head to my quarters from sick bay. I take off my doctor coat, my shirt. I light a candle on my altar to the prophets and kneel before it. And I try to pray. A few moments pass and I just get frustrated and I reach up and I take off my Deja Pog and place it next to the candle. And I stand up and, computer, assemble a compendium of Romulan fighting techniques and philosophies. Let me know when it's prepared.
Processing.
I just sit at the foot of my bed and stare at the altar.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm training.
You're what?
I'm training.
You're draining?
Training.
Training.
Has anybody told me that there were fake logs on the...
I doubt it.
You didn't give us time when you were talking
that's
about
true.
your theories.
Maybe interrupt me.
We're also waiting on
No.
the confirmation.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So back at you. Are you just sitting on the bridge by yourself?
Yeah. I'm waiting for the captain.
I mean, if you want the captain to leave this dinner anytime.
No?
Anytime.
Oh,
yeah.
Captain,
You
stop.
had important, clearly secret business?
Crap. Yeah.
We have been
You don't
on a
wanna
top
try to
secret
contact
mission.
the
When you
captain?
vanish, we just
Comms have
wait
been
till you get
jammed for
back.
some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a
Oh.
bad idea just to get an update, check in. So I'm gonna
Get me out of here.
contact the captain.
Okay.
Boopy boops.
You call out to the captain. No response.
What? wait.
I hit it again.
Wait, do you really?
No response.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right, dinner twist. Seriously, what?
God, her parents kidnapped her.
Oh no.
Crap, I should have been more transparent. Dadgummit.
Do I know where she is on the
She
ship?
didn't tell you where she was.
No, but is there a way to track?
I mean, you can.
By comm.
I mean, you can see. You can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
try.
just want to look at the captain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Captain Earl is not on board the Starbase.
What?
And on that, we're gonna call it. Oh
Shouldn't be eating
man,
that food.
I need a drink.
How you doing there, new dad?
Well, I guess I'm getting that you're in charge
That is
thing.
what I am. That is what I am upset about. I just need for us to. I'll tell y'all later.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, we'll call it a night. That was a very, very character-centric episode of Constellation. Let's dig through all of the character things that could
I'm
possibly.
gonna have to rewatch that 4 times just to get
Why?
the actual mission information.
With wine.
With wine.
You weren't able to take
Behind the
notes?
Bajoranae.
No, I was not.
Cindy was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much did you expect to see your sister on that base? Or your daughter on that base, sorry.
0.
0.
I was totally joking. I had no idea.
No, that was the hilarious bit.
But how much do you remember? How much do you remember?
Of my backstory?
No, of what we were talking about while you were trying to deal with that.
None.
That's why you had to deal with it.
Love it. Okay, we're going to do the giveaway now. So remember, we're going to give away some of these threat and momentum tokens. So this is your last chance. I'm going to give you another minute. There's like a delay. Hit exclamation point raffle, bang raffle. You know how to do the things.
Hold
do
it in
that.
front of me now.
Yeah, so the Threat and Memento tokens from Strategic Dino, they were awesome and gave us a set of these to use in the gameplay, so we're going to give a set away to you. Start with the next couple of days also. If you go to heroesofawesome.com and sign up for the mailing list so you get a notification whenever an episode goes up on the website. If you get on that mailing list, we'll give you a coupon for Strategic Dino as well, so you get discounts on stuff from Strategic Dino. So that'll be up in a couple of days. I'll let you know. It'll be sure up by next week, but that should happen pretty soon. So if you want to do any raffles or anything, now is the time. I'm going to disappear for a minute and go over and do some stuff. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Everybody give your
So
Twitter
now our
handles.
DVD
Do like
commentary.
a jazz hand or like a...
B.tribe on Twitter, at BDOT tribe on Twitter.
Whoa, you got some radio voice on that.
Thanks to radio.
Yeah.
You have a Twitter?
I do. I'm Unbound Page on all the things. Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr.
I don't
Twitch.
use social media the way that I used to, so just keep tuning in here. I really like following the chat on Cindy's phone when you guys are chatting with us.
There you go.
At a wild Kate. Across the board.
I'm not on Twitter because because I'm maintaining my sanity.
He was on for a little while. It was real fun.
Yeah.
Then he stopped.
Oh yeah, you like to have a conversation online, and that Twitter.
140 characters cannot contain.
Even 280. No, but I am on Instagram. Rev Jordan T Maxwell, all one word.
Rev as in, get
Rev.
that car going.
As in the Reverend.
The Reverend. We have a winner.
Winner!
Life v Fate has won a set of these on there. So congratulations, Life v
Congratulations.
Fate.
We just said another good Kate fact.
Another good case. Okay, there we go. So, Life, I will shoot you a message. I'm going to need to get your address, and then we'll shoot that off to Strategic Dino, and they will ship you one of these things as soon as they can. Congratulations on the thing. And yeah, good stuff. For those of you who are saying this looks like a fun RPG, I think it's a fun RPG. This is like
It really is.
This is like an RP-centric RPG, I think.
Yeah.
Less than like a lot of dice rolling and fighting stuff. There's a lot of chance to play, and it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
Come on.
Best
Star Trek
world.
is very RP.
It is.
Yeah,
It really
there's a
is.
lot of talk.
So you can roll
Lot
some
of
dice and
talking.
fight if you want to.
Yeah.
You can roll some dice.
Just be prepared for the emotional fallout afterwards.
That's right. You may meet long lost daughters or parents you're estranged from and discuss.
You may be off the Starbase.
Hey, remember that cool conversation about how Starfleet officers learned how to keep their feelings separate from their work? That was a cool thing that I said.
That was
That was a cool thing that you said.
conversation,
It's
yeah.
really cool how that got established very early on.
Yeah, very early. Really cool how that episode, a lot of stuff that got established early ended up playing out at the end of that.
Brought it around.
Wow.
Brought it around.
So we,
You already had I'm assuming you already had most of that planned. And then
It just,
we
you
just
guys are
walked
playing
right
into it, and I'm like, okay.
We just
Oh, this
walked
is great. They're foreshadowing and don't even know it.
be good. Go on.
Was episode 6 when we hit our stride?
Yeah.
That feels good, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so we're going to get out of here. Remember, Life, shoot me a message. I'm going to need to get your address so we can send you those. Congratulations, you got these. Thank you, Strategic Dino, for letting us give one of these away. And you will be able to get discounts at all of their stuff, not just these, if you sign up to the Heroes of Awesome mailing list at heroesofawesome.com. That will probably happen, give me a couple of days. I got a baby I got to take care of.
For that.
You know, Space Baby. Have y'all seen Space Chair?
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Space
saw the
Chair.
video, yeah.
Space Chair
That's
is great.
epic.
That thing
So
is
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's awesome. Anyways, gonna get out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. Make sure you tell your friends about this. We're gonna be back next week for more fun and exciting things. Well, most of us will be back next week.
Maybe even Ramirez.
Maybe Ramirez. Who knows?
Mystery Ramirez.
I'm just going to like.
Kate, you're not gonna be here next week, correct?
I would like for the whole thing to pause.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna be here for the.
I would like the whole thing to pause.
Yeah, we kind of need you, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a bunch of
Just
people
have
to
another baby, like real quick.
Real quick.
Like,
We'll just take
a week
another
break.
few weeks.
I feel
just
like
to
it's
have
changing
the
my
baby.
flight.
Yeah.
Get back in time.
The gym locks down. We have no access to more.
I need my moral support.
Well, guess I'm gonna step in again.
Because you're really good at that.
So good at it.
punching people. Because someone's
See
going to
you
get punched
guys
in the face.
next week. Thank you for hanging out. It's going to be up on YouTube in a couple of days. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe. All the things you can do. Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Love you. Mean it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll
Keep
see
your
you
paw
later.
strong.